Shalom. Bear with us for a moment. Make sure the sound quality and everything's good. All right. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to our apostles, elders, and peace and salutations to the elect of Yasharallah. We're at the four corners of earth in Shalom, to the sincere Akim and the teaching of truth and sincerity. As you can clearly see, the times that we're coming in, there's some dire times that we're in, and it's increasing each and every single day.
Right.
With what you just had take place, they let go that little devil, Kyle Rittenhouse. That's just gonna add, give more Edomites that green light to get them free kills without having to worry about any types of consequences. But even though they let him go, he didn't get away with anything. Chapter 3, verse 18.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 18. I'm sorry, verse 17. It says, Ezekiel 3 and 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
And as being a watchman, being a prophet, you got to talk about the things that are taking place all throughout the four corners of the earth. You're not supposed to stand idle and stand by and just ignore what's going on around you. To where, what you have going over in Austria, they just announced that they're going to be having a full-on lockdown and mandatory jabs. Yeah.
Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die. Because thou hast not given him warning, he shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
You wake up to this truth, you're supposed to turn away from your wicked ways. You're supposed to, look at yourself and examine yourself to do better.
Yep.
To see that, you are very, we are a special people. You got to change away from your wicked ways. You got to, first and foremost, turn to Yahweh by Shema Shai and examine yourself.
Yep, that's right.
That was good.
I got a precept bro on to go in because you start off talking about how this dude got off.
Yeah.
Kyle Rittenhouse. Even though he killed two so-called Edomites, and injured another one. The fact of the matter is, so-called white men, right? Well, the fact of the matter is, you let the guy off.
Yeah.
If any other crime that would be committed, that somebody else would have done it, might not have been white, would have been convicted. That man of color would have committed that same exact crime, wouldn't have got that same exact result. This is Zechariah 11 and 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and for their own shepherds pity them not. And we know this goes to Esau. Now he slayed Israel, he slayed Jacob, and he hold himself not guilty. But he holding himself not guilty when he do it to a so-called own crime.
Oh yeah.
It's just the fact that that's what they're putting out there to push that type of behavior out of the public.
That's right.
Right.
Because they know 9 times are more times than not that they're gonna be killing Jakes.
Oh yeah.
Not killing so-called white people.
And ever since that they ended the the whole process of the hearing and everything, gun sales are increasing. You got more and more, Edomites buying more guns, and they see this as an opportunity to get free kills, basically to do exactly what Kyle Rittenhouse did. Go to a different state, say it was self-defense, that type of activity. They basically got the green light to do that more.
Try to make like a crime.
That's right. Yep.
Fearless crime. This is Ecclesiastes, verse 8. Chapter 8, verse 12. They say this against evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the Son of Man is fully set of them to do evil.
That's right. That's what Esau was created to do. He was created to be the villain. Everything that they do all they do is bring chaos. Wherever they go, they bring death and destruction. To where there is no such thing as a good Edomite.
This is Malachi chapter 1. This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
It's been nothing but Jacob versus Esau from the get-go.
Yep.
There's to where Esau has had a hatred for us, to this day. For any Jakes and Eves out there that thinking that you can befriend an Edomite, they're gonna stab you in the back.
Right. And see, that's a good point, because dealing with that whole situation, which it's like, all right, ain't nothing new. This motherfucker been ruling since the Lord brought him up. Since he conquered the so-called Negroes, the diaspora, brought us over from the coast of Africa, you know what I mean? Packed us in the cargo slave ships. When the Europeans came over here and raped, robbed, pillaged the Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, all right? You know what I mean? This motherfucker been ruling. So they're going to let their people off. How many times at the time are you going to see that the system has been rigged? This system ain't never been for you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. No. And the scriptures tell you that, because what the Lord said, yet this day we are in our captivity. All right, we are captives here. We're the prey here. All right. So when the Edomite go shooting some motherfuckers up, oh, it's self-defense. Oh, they get off easy, no problem. All right, no problem. Or they might lose out on the job that they was at, and then transfer to some other faraway country where eventually you'll forget about that person, and then they'll do the same shit just somewhere else.
Their own time get their back, man. They open up GoFundMe pages for them.
Right.
So when they get off, they got a whole shitload of money. They walk out with all that money. Look at Zimmerman.
Oh yeah.
This dude, they raised up $500,000 for this guy.
That's weird.
Then at the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, they had free cow signs all out there.
Yeah.
So they put money together for this guy. Why? Because he did what they want done.
Right.
You got people in Congress offering him job opportunities to be basically like a sidekick, where he's already ranking in that money after being let go the other day. But for these Edomites that think that they got off, they didn't get away with anything, because they're still going to slavery at the end of the day.
This is Psalm 53 from the top. The fool had said in his heart, there is no power. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. The Most High is looking down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there are any that did understand and that did seek the Most High. Every one of them is gone back. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one.
You know, there's no such thing. Like even if you have Edomites that try to make donations to like a hospital and stuff like that, there's always an alternative motive.
Yep.
To where they just want to have access, especially these children hospitals. There was one story, I don't know if I think it was in England. Some Edomite it was probably in like 50s or 60s. You know, he was seen as like a so-called good guy. Come to find out, this guy was molesting and raping children on a daily basis. To where he just put on that image of like he was, you know, because he was donating all these millions and millions of dollars, that he was a good guy. You know, he was a pedophile, piece of shit.
Yep.
Isaiah 47:1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Break that down, bro.
You know, what you have right now, you're seeing the downfall of this place. You're seeing the downfall of Esau and his queendom, actually. Because this place isn't a kingdom, it's a queendom. You know, to where everything that you see that's taking place from the morale, the mirth, all of it, it's through, it's done. It's falling apart on a daily basis. And there's nothing that this devil can do. He can reopen all the stores he wants, but at the end of the day, this place is still going to go down.
Also, that daughter of Babylon is America.
That's right.
And it's the virgin daughter because America's never been touched when it comes to war. There's never been another country coming and invading this country. There's never been another nuclear missile or atomic missile or bombs or any type of physical attack. 9/11 was the inside job, so that don't count.
yeah.
It was just blamed on another country. Osama bin Laden. But Osama bin Laden was a CIA operative.
Yeah.
So he was trained and supplied by the US CIA. So that doesn't count. So this land has not had any type of attacks on it from other foreign countries or foreign invasions.
That's right. That's right.
It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Because you know, at one point, this place was seen as a place of just, you know, glory. To where now it's through. This place is trash. It's been, you know, like the old saying goes, the white man's heaven is the black man's hell. To where this has been nothing but a nightmare for our people. To where everything that these Edomites have is being taken away from them on a daily basis. They can't do the things that they usually used to do. But now, in order to go inside certain restaurants, you got to wear a mask. You know, you see these Edomites, they don't like that shit. To where they see that their place, their kingdom is falling apart.
Yep. Now everybody's starting to realize what we've been saying, right? Because the scriptures say it. We're talking about famine, even though we know that it's orchestrated and it's a hit on the economy because they're controlling the supply chain. They got the farmers euthanizing their flocks. All right, they're pouring out all the milk. There's a shortage of supplies because what? They're putting that block there to make sure that these supplies do not reach these stores. Okay, but guess what? The men of the Lord been saying this, that these things were going to happen. All right, that there were going to be labor shortages, that people were going to stop working, that the grinding was going to cease. Okay, now people are starting to see the inflation because when you have less products, you have to raise the prices. The more products you have, you can sell them at a decent price. Boom, all right, you can keep it going because you have it. But when you have less, you have to sell at a higher price to make sure that you're hitting your numbers to make sure you can maintain your building or your store and pay your employees. All right. So now they can't do that. So now people are like going to the store and they say, "Oh shit, meat that maybe cost you, $6, $9. That shit $13, $17 now. Oh shit, you know." We in those times now, all right. And then you go into certain sections in your grocery store, or your market, right? And you're seeing sections that just are just becoming empty. You know what I'm saying? We've been telling you about these things because why? We are living in those times that this place, Babylon, America, is about to fall.
That's right. And there's nothing, no one can delay it. It's going down no matter what.
This is Nahum chapter 1, verse 7.
I'm sorry? Just park and come out here, but I can't hear you.
What are you bringing awareness to?
What are we bringing awareness to? We're the sons of Israel. That's what we're bringing awareness to. We're the children of the Heavenly Father and His Son. We're waking our people back up like the Lord commanded us to do. We're condemning America, known as Babylon the Great. Okay?
Right there.
Oh shit. Go ahead.
This is Nahum chapter 1, verse 7. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. Woo. And He knoweth them that trust in Him.
Those that put their faith in Yahweh Shema Shai, they know that this place is going down. And you got to turn to Yahweh Shema Shai always, especially in those times that we're coming in. Because this place is going down no matter what.
Right. It's a lot. Not to backtrack, you know. But what you had mentioned that the guy that was raping little children, you look up Jimmy Savile, or however you say his name. That was one dude that was molesting a whole lot of children, man. A Edomite that was, you know, a freak, man. You know what I mean? And his background was more of into like partying, doing drugs and shit. You know what I mean? And then they brought up he got so high in his influence and connections where he started doing them little shows. But behind the scenes, he act like he loved children. All right, but when the cameras went off, it was reports and all type of shit how much he hated children and was doing all type of defile and creepy Edomite shit to those children, man. You know, that's what these Edomites do. Like, cause you know, his brother was mentioning about how they only know wickedness. That's who we've been trying to enlighten your minds to. Who we're dealing with. All right, when it comes down to the damn devil, man. All right, he's always been this way. No matter how much he covers himself up, he tries to portray himself as he's the children of light. All right. No, they're the seed line of the wicked, man. Okay? Everything that they put their hands to, it has become corrupted, it decays, it dies. Remember, they are as death, as the scripture describes it, right? You know? That's who we're dealing with. So we're bringing enlightenment to who the enemy is. And we're identifying who the enemy is by bringing out the scripture to let you know who you're really dealing with, all right? The ones that are really ruling on high, man. Okay, because those decrepit and evil ass devils, they've been doing that already in the Catholic Church, man. A lot of you so-called Mexicans, Hispanics, you know what I mean? You love worshiping that cross, and you love Catholicism. All right, you love that. All right, so they've been doing that in those Catholic Church to all them children. A lot of reports over the years been coming out how they've been molesting deaf and mute children that can't talk. You know what I'm saying? They grown doing sign language, explaining the horrific things that they had to go through, all right, when they were young. And then what happens when they get exposed? They can just get transferred to another cathedral so they can go do it again, man. All right? That's what happens. All right? You wonder, like a lot of things you don't realize, you want justice, you want peace, okay? But the only way to really have justice and the only way to really have peace is by the one who's going to bring the justice and the peace, which is Yahweh Shai, man.
Right.
And that's who we're ushering and paving the way to when he returns, so that way we can get that righteous vengeance or that righteous justice, man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you niggas is just barely starting to wake up to realize that you've been duped in this society that has been molded to keep you a Down syndrome slave. All right. The best thing that they love about you.
God bless you.
You have a good one. The best thing they love about you is that what they can exploit out of you for your talents, all right? And then when you do have a mind to do something good, they make sure that they bribe you to go do some dumb shit. Yeah. And then show the world it because it's trendy. It looks good to have your people to follow to do more quality out here, man. That's what they want you niggas to be about. Is doing dumb shit, man. That's why you got a lot of social media. Everybody's all about making stupid ass videos nowadays. All different trends, man. You know?
Great challenges, like goofy stuff. And people have died because of that type of, activity. People putting a baby oil on themselves and setting themselves on fire. The place is dumb. And a lot of times they don't work out the way they do, and they done. Turn into a fireball.
Hey, the gorilla glue.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Which the one black bitch, she got paid.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But then you had women that was putting gorilla glue in their quabah in their coochie area.
Oh man.
Oh.
Talk about it burns hot. Look, bitch, it's burning. Come on, man. You know, but they love a stupid nigga. That's why here, us that we have the truth, these devils hate what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because they're not in our back pockets and we're able to speak freely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why the scripture say we are bold as lions now. All right? We're able to speak against this man and tell it exactly how it is. You know what I mean? Ain't no filters, ain't no chasers. We getting straight to the point. Right? You the motherfucking devil, and guess what? Yahweh Shai, and he's ready to come back and kick ass, man. Straight up. You know? And a lot of jakes, if you don't want to get down with the Lord, because we are living in a time of judgment, man. All right, the Lord is showing signs in the heavens. All right, the blood moon. You know what I mean? Guess what? Creepy ass Joe. All right, he looked like his light is dimming. He on his way out. You know what I'm saying? He had to go into some surgery, so I believe it's under the 25th Amendment. We got to sign before he goes under any type of surgery, just in case he croaks. Lord, take his spirit back. That Kamala, she's able to become the president temporarily, right? Which I believe the brother went into her name goes back into a god, right? Which means destroy worlds, man. We're living in those times where destruction is about to happen on a grand scale, man.
That's right.
Right? Don't think that they're not gonna get ready to start chipping you simple ass people, man. All right? Everything that we've been saying through the spirit of power of Yahweh Shai is coming to pass because what the Lord said. He said, "My words are sure."
They can stop the apocalypse, you know, the end of days, they can't. The war of Armageddon is right around the corner. And then, like the brother was going into, Joe Biden, you know, he's a joke. The whole world sees him as nothing but a joke. They don't take him seriously. He's falling asleep at, council meetings. You know, they have to walk over and wake him up. This place is through. The earth is gone. The energy that this place once had is gone.
Back in Isaiah 47:2, it says, "Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river."
And everything's being uncovered. Every type of hidden thing that Esau's been trying to hide is coming to light. I think it was about a year or two ago they recently found a slave ship off some coast. You know, there's a lot of the things that Esau's been trying to hide, from just that, for example, to everything that he's doing, everything that he's from all types of biological experiments that he's done on people's coming to light. For example, there was this one story. This one Jake, it was all the way back in maybe the 30s. This Jake, he was kidnapped from his home, and they were doing all types of radiation experiments till he has a hole in his head to this day. I don't know if he's still alive, but there's a documentary on YouTube called "Hole in the Head." And the reason why you have these types of things coming to light is because Esau never changed, because he's still doing those types of experiments on Jakes and Eve.
And Operation Warp Speed, that was an experiment. Right. You got scared and I gotta go get my shot. Now you gotta live your life off boosters. You gotta live your life off shots. You know what I mean? Line up. All right. Hey, remember the Rothschilds own Big Pharma. All right, they own a medical industry. Okay, so you don't think that they're gonna make sure that you stay in rotation to keep getting those shots? They get paid. All right. That's how you're gonna have to live your life. You know what I'm saying? And then be connected to some false reality. All right, because Esau is trying to forge his blessing on a carnal level. All right, that's what the whole metaverse is all about. Connecting you to a system to where you can visualize a world that's beautiful to you on what they want you to believe, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a matrix. All right, well they got you connected, hooked up to wires, and now they talk about they about to get ready to release Mark Zuckerberg. He got some VR. He got some VR headset where to now when you go into the world. mindset. So now when you go into that virtual reality world, you know what I'm saying? Now you can actually feel what's going on as you're visualizing it. All right, while you're in the virtual reality. Right. But they've been doing this for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You got Total Recall. All right. You got the for the video gamers. You know what I'm saying? They got the little virtual where you just in the room and you got the VR headset. They've been gradually, leading you up to this point because Esau, remember, hey, Jacob and Esau, these are the two nations, the top two players in Yahweh Shem Shai's movie. All right, and we've been fighting since the womb. Two nations, all right, two nations, the friction. Okay, so remember, it's still wartime. All right, we still at war. He still has his mindset to create a mass genocide to kill off you tribes, man. And we here to warn you. We're gonna start off with Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. We here to warn you. We here to let you know. All right, the only one that's gonna save you from this, man, is the Lord. All right, is the Lord. That's the only one that's gonna be able to save you. Okay, and the Lord been showing signs, wonders in heavens. All right, He been bringing forth the prophecy so way you can have the visual to know. Look, the season that we in, you better start preparing your mind. You better start putting on this whole armor. You better start getting yourself together. All right, when battle and wartime comes, if you ain't ready, you through. Okay, you're gonna die in the midst, man. That's what we here to tell you. Judgment is coming. Cause this man, hey, he sold his birthright, but guess what? He's still thinking about that birthright. And that motherfucker angry.
Yes, sir.
That motherfucker angry. All right, once Isaac told him, like, hey, that's all I got for you, son. That's all I got for you. You know what I mean? You got the fatness of heaven. I'm also got the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven, my man. You know what I mean? Then you're gonna have to go into slavery, goddammit.
His gift is temporary.
Right.
So it was everything that you see around you is temporary. Everything that Esau has, he wasn't meant to keep it forever.
Right.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doing. He upbraided us with our offending of the law, and eject us to our infirmities that transgressing our education.
Hey, that's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. You know.
On 2 and 12. Verse 13, he professed to have the knowledge of God, and he called himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold. For his life is not like other men. His ways are another fashion.
Because just look at everything that Esau promotes. He promotes, what's the most promoted meat in America? Swine. Where Esau does everything the opposite of the scriptures. He doesn't promote, doing the right thing. He promotes wickedness because he's the sons of the wicked, the children of the wicked.
Back in Isaiah 47:3, it says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man."
When the Lord comes back, he's not coming to play. Because people think when the Lord comes back, he's coming back to hand out flowers and daisies. No, he's coming back to kick ass very soon.
As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
This place, you can clearly see, like we were going into earlier, that glory, that so-called glory that it had, that mirth, that energy is gone. And these Edomites, shoot, all these people from all the nations of all people, 2/3 of our own people, they still trying to hold on to this place to where, the elect, those that turn to this truth, turn to Yahweh by Shema Shai, they're going to let go of this place. Don't hold it, don't entangle yourself in this world. Change, become better.
This is Matthew 10 and 34. It reads, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword."
That's right. And that's what we just went into. When the Lord is coming back, he's coming back for his elect, which belong to him, and he's coming back to make war with the nations. He's coming back to put these devils down. And the top, the top villain of the story, the villain of the story is Esau.
I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
The reason why we are in this situation as a people because we broke the law, statutes, commandments. We went off. To where that's why, Yahweh Shema Shai sent Esau after us. To where, Esau, he went overboard on the punishment. To where he did all types of wicked types of acts. You can just go, a really good movie to check out is Goodbye Uncle Tom, or 12 Years a Slave, or just one of many examples. You can clearly see.
Yeah.
Where you gonna put it?
Not much.
It's water, bro. Hey, thank you. You can clearly see Goodbye Uncle Tom is a really good movie that's showing the type of terror that was done upon our people. Yeah, that's another one. Come on. Yeah, the one.
7. Thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
It's going down day by day. Like the brother was just going into. This place was always meant to be temporary.
This is Baruch 4 and 6. It reads, "You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemy. But you provoked him that made you by sacrifice unto devils, and not to your power."
The reason why we saw this sin after us because we went off. As people. That's why we're in the situation today, where that's why you got a lot of Jakes getting put to death. I think the most recent Jake that got put to death, I think his name was Young Dolph. The reason why he got put to death because that was judgment. And a lot of people try to say, oh, he was innocent and stuff like that, but he was put to death for a reason.
Yeah, which that whole, a lot of niggas is crying, a lot of females is crying over Young Dolph, right? And it could be a sacrificial ritual, because I believe the record label that he was a part of, I think let me see real fast. I know I had looked it up real fast. It was like Interscope. Interscope, yeah. I was about to say Entertainment or Interscope. No. Empire Records. He was part of Empire Records, right? But guess who was part of Empire Records? You had King Von. They got killed. But guess what? They got their own. Right. Their deaths so happily are in the same month of November. All of them. All the guys, Mo Third, King Von, Young Dolph, all died in the month of November, which they call this. Oh, Cosmo too?
I don't know if he was in November, but he was part of that. Because a lot of them, they're piecing up the coincidence.
Right.
November deaths.
Right.
The way they died.
Right.
And a lot of some of them died maybe in our hometown.
Right.
And then also they all have pictures. You know how they be having those. When they juiced in, they have to take these certain poses and pictures to show that they're part of the Illuminati.
Right.
One of the things was they all had these stars, big ass star rings on their fingers to let you know that they part of that whole thing.
Right.
Which let you know that they probably were sacrificed.
Right.
It's a good chance.
Which November on the left hand side, remember the top, at least that run behind the scenes, they have on the left hand side months that they have heavy sacrificial ritual they perform. So November is known as the season of harvest. All right. So right now, what do you think they're doing? They're harvesting souls. Okay, because they're out behind closed doors praying to those gods. All right, and to those deities, and then ultimately we know Satan on the left hand side. All right, conjuring these demons. That's why in the times that we're living, you're more at a spiritual battle. You know what I mean? They got some spirits. Why? Why? You know, just drive. You about to miss your green light, stupid. But you want to hunk and do all that, you know? But that's some spirits.
Surely ran that shit.
Yeah, that's some spirits though.
Something wrong with it. You
I mean, that's some spirits. Okay, but we know in these times it's a battle for everything that we do, especially when we get close to the end of the years. You know what I mean? It's like a battle for you to pray more, battle for you to do lessons more. You know what I mean? Battle for you to read. You know what I mean? You gotta force yourself, God, because these spirits that they're praying and pushing out into the world for people to, you know, keep doing folly, keep doing evil acts, and then the spirits fuck with us as well, man. All right? But when I say that is because this is what we battle on the left side, right? These warlocks, these witches that conjure these demons, and they sacrifice these niggas, okay? And you know what I'm saying? And that's a part of the how they get their power. All right? That's how they get their power, man. You know what I mean? Which Enterprise Records, Empire Records. We already know it's them damn Amalekites that run these record labels, man. You know what I'm saying? I believe the dude name. Let me see. I think his name is something Shammai. Let me see. Ghazi Shammai. That's the you can look him up. You know what I mean? That's the like the CEO of Empire Records, man. You know what I mean? But just to throw that out there, it could have been a sacrifice. All right? Could have been a sacrifice. It's not no coincidence. Okay? But spiritual man foresee these things, man. You know?
Another example. Another example, I think it was Juice WRLD. Shortly before he died, he posted a video. I think it was on a beach, and there was like a whole bunch of candles. They were all around, you know, like set up in like certain locations to where, you know, that's just as an example that they're doing sacrifices.
Right. I mean, what happened to the Astral World with what's that dude name? Travis Scott.
Yeah.
You know, hey, which that was a test run for them to turn on them frequencies to see how that metal and that shit that's in your body, right, will start reacting to those frequencies, man. That was a small little test, man. You know, a lot of things is being done on the left hand side, man. But that's why right now, see that the Lord got it to where as they're trying to increase on the left hand side and push that left hand energy, the Lord got it on the right hand side, the energy of Yahweh Shem Shai, the vibration that all brothers that's in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai is even stronger, and we in tune with one another. You know what I mean? How is that a brother from across the world or states miles away are speaking the same thing? You know what I'm saying? On one accord, right? You know, it might not be word for word, but it's the same. It's the same. We on the same path of what we're saying, man. You know what I mean? How is that? Because the Lord got us increased through the Spirit now. All right, you know.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a quick picture. My brother was talking about, you know, how they be having their little secret meetings and stuff, putting that vibration out there. Not only having their witches and warlocks prey upon the public, you know, and putting out spells out there. They also pray over the masters of the music.
Yeah.
And the same thing with their radio stations and their podcasts. You be tuning in to certain podcasts. They got demonic presence at them podcasts.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's why sometimes people can't. People about to lose it. I had to catch my podcast. Like, you know, they kind of addicted to it.
Yeah.
Micah 2:1. Those of them that devise iniquity or evil upon their bed. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence. in houses, take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his marriage. So what they do is they got their left hand side energy being pushed out there full force. And so that, like Brother Ira was saying, we're the pushback.
That's right.
We're the right hand side pushback for they represent Yahweh Shem Shai here on the earth. In the physical form, we go out and put the videos up, we go out and teach. That energy has to be pushed out there in the atmosphere as well.
That's right.
Or it will be a false balance, and that's abomination to the Most High.
This place, this world is in complete disorder. There's no order to where Yahweh Shai is coming back to bring it. And he has his men out here bringing out the word to tell, being those watchmen, to tell, hey, turn away from your wicked ways and don't entangle yourself in this world.
Proverbs 4 and 16. It says, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall."
Esau on the day to night, he's always plotting something evil. It's not a day that he goes. It's not a day that goes by. He's not plotting something to cause destruction, to cause pain, especially upon our people, because he is fixated on trying to destroy our people. But guess what? He's not going to be able to destroy the elect.
So he loses his sleep. Which means he'd rather stay up thinking of wicked things to do than to actually get rest, get sleep, go to sleep. He's up in the wee hours of the night trying to figure this out. Like, what can we do to send forth some type of attack on these people?
Right. And that's why we know that the scriptures is 100% on point, man. All right, because who we're dealing with, all right, because he targets the entertainment system, entertainment world, okay. And like the brother mentioned, the songs, like if you play those vinyls backwards, they'll have certain sorcery that you can hear, all right? Because it's all part of witchcraft. Because once you keep hearing a tune so many times, it'll get stuck in your brain. You know what I mean? You be wondering like, fuck, I don't even like that shit, but I keep singing that stupid ass song, or I keep singing that stupid ass hook. That's them sorcerers. So they use Jake to get down with their agenda. That's why the niggas that's a part of that music world, they made a covenant with them. I ain't owned by blood. I ain't, where them niggas are stuck. And if they try to buck up against whatever the agenda is, or they get tired because they want to have a conscience, guess what? It's time for you to go. You're no longer useful, all right? Because what they do is they use these evil ass niggas, all right, to push forth these vibrations, okay, to have these spirits invoke your mind even better at a stronger frequency, okay? Because why? They know that these spells and the music carries vibration, so it'll make you dance to their tunes. All right, so them spirits is able. If you don't have a spiritual mind, or you're not covered through the spirit, you'll start having that spirit on you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like you hear this gang shit. Now all niggas just gang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nigga, I got the Draco. Now niggas talk about they got the Draco. Niggas riding around with guns on them and shit. You know what I mean? The vibration, the words that you hear, it allows them spirits to dive inside you, man. All right, but you don't realize that because you think it's just all entertainment. You think it's just music. There's nothing behind it. All they're doing is just expressing themselves. No, it's a target. All right, it's an agenda. They're targeting you. Okay, and they're using niggas that sound cool, that got a cool vibe, a hip, because what? We're Israelites. We're known for being musicians. We're known for being athletic. We're known for being, very prosperous because we have, the Lord has blessed us as a people. Okay, right? We're the salt, we're the flavor. So what Esau knows is that, okay, I know that Israelites, all right, he's gonna be the face of this. But I'm a critique what he has to do, so that way I can control the rest of your people. You know what I'm saying? And they pay these niggas to do this shit. And niggas don't mind doing it, knowing that what the outcome is of how it's gonna affect their people, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about that. That's why the scriptures say in Jeremiah 5, my people have become more wicked than the wicked. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas that's cool. That's an example. That's good turn. Now you got niggas like Jay-Z, Puff Daddy. You know what I mean? That love to have that money, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll sacrifice a nigga quick.
Oh yeah.
Quick. You know what I mean? And be cool with their agenda. You know what I mean? And then we'll go and do the commercials, get all the what you call the endorsements. You know what I mean? Just to stay that relevant guy. All right, or just to have that power, man.
15 seconds, man.
Now it ain't even 15 seconds. Them niggas got money. Them niggas, like them type of niggas right there. They're part of like that boule, you know what I mean? That black power, like little small section, little small circle, you know? Right, they handle it, you know what I mean? For the damn devil, man. You know?
You know, these types of sacrifices are taken today on a daily basis. It's like the brothers were going into that whole Astro World concert. That whole thing was demonic. Just a lot of the stuff. Demonic. Yeah, oh. You know, this is like how they had the whole from a lot of those types of concerts, how they set up the stage, like the way the entrance that they had was to go into basically entering into his mouth, basically.
To hell.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. Just a lot of demonic symbolism.
Yep. And the funny thing about it is, people are so much deceitful. Let's say that they see all these symbolisms. They still went in there.
Still
Yeah.
in there.
Why? Because they want to satisfy their flesh.
Yeah.
They're lusting behind that feeling they get to party their ass off.
Look at the end result. The death count keeps climbing. One of the recent deaths that they reported was a 9-year-old Jake. Got crushed to death, basically. Had to be put in on a life support where they basically put the blood because he was gone. You know, I don't even understand why you would take a shot to a place like that.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what's going on back in the day. Our people were sacrificing their children to promote that. Because that's all you did was a modern day sacrifice.
That's why we as people are getting jacked up to this day because our people still want to indulge in that type of wickedness. Indulge in things that they know for themselves isn't good, but they want to keep holding on to it.
Yep, I got it. Revelation chapter 3, verse 18. It says, it reads, I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve that thou may seest. You know, the eye salve that the Lord has given us is for us to be able to see, okay, what the world doesn't see, okay, because the Lord has opened our mind to the symbolism, all right, to the in depth of the deep reasons, okay, of why these things are being done, all right, and we have to expose it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shalom Shai. The Lord said, be not afraid of them, because we're not afraid to speak on these things. We're not afraid to say what it is. So the Lord said, things that are hid shall come to the light. All right. So
right.
So the Lord has given us eyes out to speak on these things, to let you know, because like I said, the rest of the world, they just see it as, oh, it's entertainment. You know, oh, it's just, you know, it's just music. There's nothing wrong with it. All right. Not knowing that it's a trap. Okay. They set snares for you. All right. They want you to think that way. That's why they got that movie. You know, what they do is they give you movies to show you, like, look, I have all these hidden emblems, you know what I'm saying? What's that movie? They See. You know what I'm saying? They live. Yeah, they live. You know what I mean? The dude put the glasses on. He can see all the demons. You know what I mean? He can see all the symbols of obey. You know, all the different signs. And then he had to fight the other Jake. Like, put the glasses on. Put the glasses on. Hey, fighting Jake to death. You know, to give the pussy damn right. Fighting Jake to death over an hour. You know, that's the thing. I was like, man, they put the actions on the fight now. They all through the alleyway. But just right. You know, and that's how we be out here. We be tussling and fighting with Jake just for them to see, you know. But see, the Lord has blessed us with understanding to, like, look, this is what's going on. This world is an evil world. That's why the scriptures say wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. You know, all like when like the 90s, the early 90s, you barely seen like few people that were wearing tattoos. You know, like you had the tattoo, but it wasn't like real popular. Right. Right.
Be visual to the skin.
Exactly.
To the sight. To the skin.
You know, you had your few, you know, like Tupac and the Thug Life and, you know, all that. But it still wasn't like real popular in like the fashion type of sense of state of mind. But when Lil Wayne came out and it was all full body, everybody do tattoos. They want to get sleeves. Oh, Iverson, yeah, Iverson was one of them, you know. They want to, now they want to do that. Now niggas is talking about putting tattoos on their faces, you know. And now they're doing it. You got women that have cursive tattoos over their eyebrows. And then it's so much of a normal now that now you know, people that would do that back then, they would get denied of a job.
Yeah, that's why they didn't want to do it. That's why they didn't want it showing, because you know, they want to get a job.
They want to get the job. That'd be a bad representation of the company, right? To see you like that. But now it's so bad now. Everybody's doing it, that now they just accept it. You know, you just come, fuck it. You know?
Dude who interviewed them got tattoos.
Right, you know? That's the new normal now.
Yeah,
They push out these vibrations so that way you can start living your life like that. You see?
That might help you get the damn job.
I know, right?
Yeah. Like, you know,
right.
Oh, if you love art, you love body art.
Right.
So now these motherfuckers will hire you over somebody who come in without it.
Right, because you got them weak ass niggas, the Island Boys, right? They don't have no talent. I know one of the brothers, because they both Down syndrome to me, you know. One of them can formulate to rhyme and do some bars, but he has no talent. But because they have the tattoos and because they have the stupid ass hairstyles and they got the gold and they can flex a couple of blue notes, you feel me? Now it's like that's who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? They give you these people so that way you can live your life like them, not knowing that everything that they're about, the tattoos and how they do the hairstyle, that's all against the laws of Yahweh Shem Shah, because the Lord said you shouldn't put no cutting in your skin. Right? A man should not have long hair. That is an effeminate quality. Okay? The Lord is not accepting men that are acting like bitches, like women. All right? Straight up. You know? That's what the scriptures say. All right? That's what the scriptures say. If you don't like what I'm saying, or if I use a so-called cuss word, you know? Sometimes you be like, you got to, man, to express the emotion of what I'm trying to tell you. You know, because Jake got a fucking hard head, man. You know, you got to really hammer it into them. You know what I mean? For them to really pay attention.
Speech, but not in knowledge.
Yeah, rude in speech, but not in knowledge, man. You know? But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are Sodist children. And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge.
That's right. Like brother was going into earlier, you know, you have our people more wicked than the wicked. You know, conjuring up all types of, you know, evil types of deeds and basically, like the brother was going to these different rappers and what they promote all types of wickedness. A lot of our people fall into that trap. Guess it's not going to fall into that trap. You know, even if, you know, at one point, you know, we all, you know, messed up in the past, but guess what? This truth changes you for the better.
I beheld.
That was it. That was it. Sorry.
I have one for you. This is Jeremiah 5 and 21. Matter of fact, start at 20. I'm starting at 20. It says, declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear ye not me, saith the Lord, will ye not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it, and though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail, though they war, yet can they not pass over it. But this people have a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone.
People are hard-headed. They're being told the truth They don't want to listen. Guess who's going to listen to this truth? The elect. Those that turn from their wicked ways. The majority of our people, 2/3 of our people, they are headed. They don't want to be told what to do because that pride. Guess what? That pride's going to lead them to death.
Man, they say many for great miseries. Because of your pride, great misery shall come.
That's right.
All right, great miseries are going to come. Okay? Then the Lord said, hold on, that he has created the sands and then the waters cannot go past. Meaning that, look, there's land and there's water, but somehow the water that's more than the land does not overflow the land. Who's controlling that? You're not gonna listen to me? You got, man, I'm like, man, the Lord is bad.
People think that, they're above the, people think that the creation is above the creator.
Right.
That's wrong.
Right. Oh man, there was a scripture I was reading. There was an Amos. I was reading the other day. Yeah. It's a little bit more. I'm gonna get that Amos real fast. Verse 24. It says, neither say they in their hearts, let us now fear the Lord, our power, that giveth rain, both the former and the latter in his season. He reserved unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. The Lord feeds us. He gives us what we need, right? But then here it is, you got people that still want to be in a foolish and docile mindset, right? You know what I mean? You still believe in these false gods. You still believe in the damn devil. When the devil at the time again, he have shown that he does not have your best interest, right? But here it is, the power of the heavens and the earth, right? That controls all things, has your best interest, and you don't want to turn back to him. What do you think is going to be your judgment, man?
Right.
What do you think is going to happen to you, right? The one who can manifest your destiny, who controls your day. When you wake up every day, you got to know that your day is set to how you're going to walk that day.
Right.
The Lord said, when men sleep upon their bed, the Lord instills instructions, right? To do what? To hide pride from men. Okay, meaning that the Lord has already programmed your mind what you're going to do for that day.
There's no such thing as free will.
There's no such thing as free will. So how are you going to deny your power that has given you life?
That's right.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Much of education. Job 33:15. In a dream and a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men and slumbering upon the bed, then he opened up the ears of men and sendeth their instruction, that he may withdraw men from his purpose and hide pride from men.
Salak. And like the brother was just going into, like that brother was saying, everything's set. We're all robots at the end of the day for Yahweh Shemal Shai. This is Yahweh Shemal Shai's movement. We're not in control.
Yeah, it says he keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. He chasteneth also with pain upon his bed and the multitude of his bones with strong pain.
Hey, all praise go to Yahweh Shemal Shai. All praise go to Yahweh Shemal Shai to know that at the end of the day, it's Yahweh Shemal Shai is in control. It's not Esau. It ain't none of these heathen nations. Yahweh Shemal Shai is in control. Not Eve. It's Yahweh Shemal Shai.
Right.
I think this is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 36. He that sinneth against me robbed his own soul. All they that hate me love death.
Hey, for those, all these, anti-Hamashiachs, all those that are against Yahweh Shemal Shai, they're gonna die at the end of all this. They're gonna pay for what they continue to do on a daily basis, which is wickedness. There's a consequence for it.
Right. Yep. Right. Right, bro. I got one real fast. Amos chapter 4, verse 10. And it reads, I have sent among you the pestilence after the manner of Egypt. Your young men have I slain with the sword, have taken away your horses, and I have made the stink of your camps to come up unto your nostrils. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith the Lord. I have overthrown some of you, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and ye were as a firebrand plucked out of the burning, yet have ye not returned unto me, saith the Lord. Therefore thus will I do unto thee, O Israel, and because I will do this unto thee, prepare to meet thy God, O Israel.
Prepare to meet thy maker. That's right, bro.
Hey, see?
That was an Amos?
No, they ain't
Okay,
bro. They ain't
fine,
the
fine.
4th chapter.
You know, prepare to meet thy maker, because judgment day is right around the corner. So let's get it right now and not at the last moment.
Right, right. The Lord said, prepare to meet thy God.
That's right.
All right, you don't want to listen, you know, because the brother was reading Amos the 8th chapter. Just because you're doing wickedness, you might do it 1,000 times, and the Lord has not chastised you, or He has not took away your soul, doesn't mean that the Lord doesn't remember everything that you have done. All right, you know what I'm saying? The Lord watches everything. The Lord sees what you do, okay, and the Lord is jotting it down. All right, and the Lord is also watching the righteous for what they're doing. All right, presenting by His living sacrifice. All right, trying to live obedient to Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. All right, so the balance is that the one that is continuously being rebellious versus the one that is trying to get right, the Lord is going to save one and He's going to kill the other. Right? That's why a large portion of the children of Israel are going to die. All right, the Lord said, I have stretched forth my hand, but then you refuse. Okay, you refuse. I called you, okay, but then you denied my calling. All right, you pushed the win button. You know what I mean? You ignored it. All right, because when you ignore the message that the prophets are giving you, you're ignoring the Lord. All right, that's what you're doing. The Lord said, I give you messengers, man. All right, that are going to speak. What are we doing? We're speaking unto you. We're telling you that the Lord's going to bring judgment to this place, that America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, all right? That the Lord's going to bring the plagues that were of old, the time of Egypt. He's going to bring those same plagues here to America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay? And the only way to survive through the famine, the only way to survive through pestilence, all right, the sword, all right, is through Yahweh Shem Shai. The Lord putting his hand over us, covering us in His wings. Right? That's the only way. Right? The comfort of the Lord. Okay? Because we can't save ourselves. It's no certain amount of food that you can store up, and you got a secret location, and you don't know if you're gonna make it there. Right? There ain't no gun that you can go get 1,000 fucking bullets to go put to when it's time you just gonna go gun place, and that's not gonna save you. Right? The Lord said to trust in Him. Okay? To trust in Him. Right? He's our safety net. He's our guide. He's going to make sure that the things that we can't do carnally, okay, the Lord's going to provide it for us through the Spirit. Right. He's going to perform wonders because guess what? At the end of the day, He wants to get all the glory. He wants to get all the praise and honor, man.
That's right.
So the Lord loves to be praised. He got angels that actually praise Him. That's their only job. They just praise the Heavenly Father. That's all they do. Praise the Heavenly Father. The Lord loves to be praised, man. That's how we know we're connected. We're Israelites, right? When we do something good, we want a sense of praise. You know what I mean? Hey, brother, you're doing a good job. You know? Like, man, you slam dunk that motherfucking ball, bro. Damn, that shit was hard, you know? And you know, you feel good like somebody tell you what you did, you feel good about it, right? Hey, the Lord has the same quality, man. You know what I mean? The Heavenly Father has the same quality, man. Right? Hey, so we have the same characteristics of Yahweh Shem Shai, man, when you think about things on a spiritual level, man. You know? But the Lord's not going to save the wicked 2/3 of our people, man. All right? And we're here to tell you that great judgment is coming. Look, Esau's getting ready to create a mass genocide on the undesirables. He's getting ready to clothe you people, right? When you have cattle, right, and you have your good stock, the good stock will be like those that comply to a new world order. You know what I mean? Those that are useful. But the ones that are the stock that is weak, that you know you really don't need, okay, because then you don't want them to breed more weak you know what I'm saying, animals, right? You get rid of those. You cut them up, you drain them, and you sell that meat to markets. You know what I mean? But you keep the best of the best. Okay, so Esau's New World Order, right? He wants to keep the best of the best, right? You know what I mean? That's his plan. So the rest of everybody else, hey, get rid of them. That's what we're here to tell you. When we bring out Revelation 12 and 12, you know, because it's constantly always on repeat, you know, Revelation 12 and 12, the devil is going to come down with great wrath, right? And he's not going to spare. He's not going to spare young. He's not going to spare old, all right? He's not going to spare women, all right? It doesn't matter. He's going to come and he's going to execute judgment. Why? Because he is controlled by the Heavenly Father, all right? He's the left-hand angel, that sword, man, all right? The Lord said in Isaiah, the 10th chapter, I believe, O Assyrian, thou rod of mine anger. Whose anger is that? This is the Lord's anger.
That's right.
The Lord is angry with the action that our people commit every single day, all right? The rebellious, the Lord doesn't like that, because when you're rebellious, that means that you're fighting against something, right? When you're rebellious, you cause somebody rebellious, they're fighting against you. So our people have been fighting against Yahweh Shem Shai, man, all right? The Lord is angry with that, all right? The Lord said, I'd rather, if you're going to sacrifice unto me, sacrifice obedience unto me.
That's right.
I'd rather you sacrifice that unto me than you going to do whatever the fuck you think is right in your mind, okay? I gave you laws that you need to govern yourself by. I gave you commandments that are not grievous unto you, so that way you can live, all right? The laws promote life unto us, okay? But then guess what? The average nigga in America, because they've been raised here, all right? And they've been so stuck in this westernized culture that all they know is because they don't want to let it go. So if you want to hug on, you want to hold on to the devil's hand, and you want to hold on to his ways. All right, we'll see you back in the kingdom, man. All right.
That's right. I have a scripture. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. You know, that day when the elect get beamed up, when Yahweh Shai changes those that turn away from their wicked ways, it's going to be a beautiful moment. People are going to look at it as an event that they've never seen before. They're going to be at awe.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna go back, we're gonna switch up a little bit, go back into getting on Esau. Bro, can you give where you had in Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter? Start at verse 10. We're gonna hold that. You can go 9 to 4. We're gonna basically trying to highlight, highlight who the so-called white man is in the scriptures. He's known as Esau, Edom. You're the wicked. And I need you to go back and get that Waters of Wickedness in Malachi. You just do just a quick recap. First up, I want to do 9 and 24.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Okay, so it says the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, right? So if you look across the earth, what are you seeing happen? Get that Malachi.
This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Right, and what the Lord's indignation is his righteous anger against the so-called white man. Because why? Because everything he does, he destroys. Everything he touched. If you see all across the four corners of the earth, wherever he lay his hand, destruction follows. That's why the earth was given to the hands of the wicked. We can tell that your identification fits the wickedness that goes on the earth. There's no one that can say, oh, this is being done and the white man ain't got his hands in it and his wickedness going on. it stems from the so-called white man, because he sets forth the rules, he sets forth the judgments, he sets forth all the things that happens. He brings forth laws that are ran throughout the whole earth. It's not just here in America. This laws is going on everywhere. How's all this tyrannic government can take over Australia and all this thing happen and no one does nothing about it? No one steps in and says, what about the rights of these so-called people over here? No, why? Because it's the white man that's doing it. We don't look at just the Edomites that are here in America or the Edomites that run America, but all you Edomites worldwide, all across the globe. That includes you Russians. Even though you got a high tax to do that's prophetic, you're going to do a great deal, things that's going to be done in the scriptures, but you're the wicked too. So when slavery comes around, you're going to get instituted into that too.
That's right.
You ain't exempt for that. Go ahead.
This is Daniel's chapter 8, verse
There
25.
you go. Hold on, who's like? So you getting 8:25 when y'all brothers get Isaiah 10 and 1? Go ahead.
Daniel's 8 and 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
Right. Read that one more time, Bobby.
In his heart, and by peace shall...
Start from 25.
Daniel's 8 and 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
Right, through his policies, he draws his policies, his laws, and everything that he wants you to follow. He draws that up. Why? So craft can prosper in his hands, so he can get an advantage over you, where he can manipulate you. You only follow the laws and the rules that he provides, so they become advantage to him. It ain't advantage to you.
Right.
When does any of his laws advantage you, especially you Israelites? When does that ever happen where you benefit off a law or something that he passed?
Right.
Amen.
If I may say, because in slavery, the Constitution, when it was written, you were 3/5 of a man. All right, in slavery. Okay, you were 3/5 of a man in slavery, so you're not even considered a whole person. All right, when they wrote the Constitution of rights, those were Edomite privileges. Okay, you got jakes that believe today that the Second Amendment says you have the right to bear arms. We're fighting back now because you got to know your rights. No, you can know your rights. You get pulled over by the cops and you start talking, I know my rights. Let me have your let me have your supervisor come out here or whatever. The top officer. You're gonna have a bunch of fucking police cars that are behind you, right? They're gonna give you a hard time because you didn't really follow the laws that the Lord said to do, which was just look. When you get pulled over, agree with that adversary quickly. Give them your paperwork. You know what I mean? Be honest. You know what I mean? And just comply so that way you can get the hell up out of there. Because they have the power over us. Right? The Lord has given this man authority, man. You know?
That's why Apostle Farhar said, make sure you got your paperwork right.
Right.
Make sure you're not riding dirty. You know, you got man that had that song, don't want to catch me riding dirty. You shouldn't be riding dirty. You don't ride dirty, you ain't got to worry about them catching you riding dirty. You ride clean, you got your paperwork together, all your ducks in order, everything is legit, and then you riding down there with the right to actually be able to do that.
Right.
Because guess what? If you're riding dirty, you don't have the right to drive up and down the streets like that.
Yeah.
And they would remind you when they pulled you over, you shouldn't have been doing that.
Right.
And next you know, you're gonna get about all these different you know what I'm saying, calamities on yourself. Why? Because you was riding dirty.
Right.
But it just goes back to the fact that the so-called white man, we're not supposed to have no driver's license. We ain't supposed to have all this. The only thing I can say that you should have is insurance in case you call somebody to crash their shit.
Right.
And you can pay for it.
Right.
But he made that mandatory. That wasn't even mandatory at first.
Yeah.
That's another law or policy that he put in place.
If I could say, the reason why you have the driver's license is because you're a straw man. So you're an entity of the corporation.
Right.
So the person that you're driving is their product, right? When you look into your straw man, your straw man, your person that you identify. That's why when your names is in all your letters, it's all capitals, all right? that's another language or some shit. You know what I mean?
Basically, that's the enslavement of it.
Right. That's the enslavement. That's you're the product of the United States or the corporation of the elites. So when you have your license, that gives you privilege to travel the product to your next destination safely,
Which is you.
which is you.
But the thing about it is, if I'm not mistaken,
That shit crazy.
you should be able to, what it's called, not to go too deep in it, but to commute.
Yeah.
Meaning to go to and fro, travel amongst the lands.
Right.
You're supposed to be a sovereign, but not.
Right.
Your that birth certificate links you as that's your slave number, your slave document to the corporation of which was originally was United States of America. Now the corporation is Homeland Security. So therefore, you are still a product of what? Of the corporation that you are a citizen of. This is all the tricky stuff that he does with his laws to catch you up.
Yeah.
Get the Isaiah, and then I want you to follow it with that Psalms. Isaiah 10 and 1, bro. Because he sets it up to the point where it's going to catch you. It's one big net. It's not a coincidence on the dollar bill you have the spider web on there. Because it's gonna catch you. You're gonna get caught up in his web. That's why the internet is known as the World Wide Web. Because why? Because he has a web over everything, and it's only a matter of time before he catch you. And he's the Black Widow spider that's coming to sting you. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees in their right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Right, they write grievousness which they prescribe. Now, the prescription that they're prescribing to you is something that's going to benefit them, not you. That's why the Lord said, woe to them. Because in the end of them is going to be destruction. Because you did nothing but set up snares for the Lord's people. Go ahead, read that song, bro. Read it to the end.
This is Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
He framed his mischief by a law. He write these laws to catch you up in the mischief. And you guess what? You don't know these laws.
No.
He have laws up underneath the law. He might have a law and they don't have a proposition. It be the law, but then there's so many penal codes that are up under there. It goes. It's like a freaking tree. A branch here, branch there, leaves here, leaves there. It's all set up.
Nigga got escape routes to get you.
You think you in the clear? You done did this. When you bring your documents to show this, he said, yeah, but you're still in violation of Penal Code 60298. What is such your ass?
Right.
What are you talking about? What is that? Yeah. Be something simple like you know, it's Thursday.
Right.
You did it. Between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. You made that left turn. You didn't see that.
This is a violation.
You know what I'm saying? He got all kind of stuff set up to entrap you. Because what? Because that's what he does. He's trying to figure out how he's gonna eat off you. How is he gonna benefit you? Yep. He got laws set up to where you have a child, and if you have a situation between the mother of your child, he gets involved. He could just get himself involved. You could be at work, and then the mother of your child has living conditions at her home ain't adequate. It ain't right. The neighbors call them. And they come in there with CPS. Now you're getting phone calls. Your child is in the system. And then you go there trying to get them, and you got to go through all these hoops. And of course, it's going to come with fees and penalties. You got to pay. You know, to get a divorce, between something that was between the Most High and you and your woman, you got to go to the divorce court, file divorce papers, pay these fees for that. It's all set up for the so-called white man to benefit off. Go ahead.
They gather themselves together against the souls of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood.
So those laws are set up. I want you to read it again so we can break it down, so we can get it, drive it, the point in home. Those laws are set up what? To come against the righteous. Read it again, bro.
They gathered
So
themselves.
start from
Shall the thrones of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
the thrones of iniquity have fellowship. What do you have iniquity? The thrones of that's talking about the elites. They're the ones that set the laws. They're the thrones of iniquity. Iniquity comes through them. They set all these laws up. They set you up in a situation where you're pulling off the things that they say do. Matter of fact, bro, hold that. Can you get Proverbs 12 and 26? Because what Jake you do is the so-called white man, he'll do something, but like the brother Ira was saying earlier, they're like, you done surpassed the deeds of the wicked. He done handed off the wicked baton to you, and you finishing the race. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 12, verse 22, 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
Right, the righteous is the Israelites. You're the seed of the righteous because we're God's chosen people. And you're more righteous, you're more excellent than your neighbor. Your neighbor is Esau, the sons of Edom. Those are your neighbors. Go ahead.
But the way of the wicked seduce them.
The ways of the wicked seduce you. You look at all the wicked stuff. You go back so many years ago, like the brother was going into the tattoos. The tattoos wasn't really an Israelite thing. It was a lot of these skinheads, a lot of these white boys, and that was doing it. Then slowly you started having, of course, you started having Northern King do it, because Northern King, you so goddamn confused, you think you white. So you follow with him. So that scripture definitely applies to you, because you think you're so-called white. You think you're closer to the white man than you are with the black man, but the black man is in the same conditions that you in. Right? When you run out your ghettos, who you see over there? You see white faces? You see the white man out there with you in those ghettos, in those hoods, in those project houses? No, you don't. You see your fellow brother, which is a so-called black man, one of the three tribes from the southern kingdom. That's who you see there. That's who your brother is. But you start following after the ways of the so-called white man, then eventually you Jakes, you southern kingdom, started doing the same thing. Now you have tattoos all over the place, like the brother was going into earlier. That wasn't really our thing. We weren't really pushing that. Wasn't a big thing there, unless you was in prison. That was another way to pledge your allegiance to whoever was protecting your ass in the prison. That's what the prison's about. Prison's about joining, linking up with your kind so that you can have protection. But
I got a quick one for you, bro.
Hold that.
This is Leviticus 21:5. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Don't make the cuttings in your flesh. Keep the hair on your head, keep your beard intact, and don't be cutting into your flesh. Don't be using an ink needle to tattoo. It's cutting into your flesh, putting that ink up under your flesh,
Right.
which is a tattoo.
Exactly. Thank you.
That wasn't our thing, man. But the ways of the wicked seduce our people. That's just not one thing. Then he can go on to, what they got that swingers.
Oh yeah, swing.
Husbands and wives is going to swing clubs. Jake wasn't into that. That wasn't the thing that our people did. Now all of a sudden, you got all kind of Jakes into that now. They go and they swing. They take their woman, they swing her to another man, and they got another man's woman swung to them.
They got
Yeah.
website posted.
The scriptures say when a man enters into a woman, that man has become defiled.
Wow, bro. Get it, bro. Jeremiah 3:1. The thing is, that brother's right on point with that. That means another man climbed your mountain, planted his flag on top of your mountain. That means that's his mountain now. Or you sharing that mountain with him. Yeah, you got it.
This is Jeremiah 3:1. It says, they say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, says the Lord.
Right. And that's really going into the nation of Israel. We played the harlot as a nation by serving and committing spiritual adultery with all these other worshiping these other false gods. But that also goes directly to your woman as well. Your woman becomes defiled if she lay with another man. that land is polluted. And you know, nothing can live long term in a polluted environment.
Well,
The pollution takes over. You don't take over. Like you can't be. We're all breathing carbon dioxide out of through our lungs, filtering this. You know, so that land is greatly polluted, defiled when another man lays with your woman.
right. And then you got to deal with. That's why women's minds are messed up today.
Spiritually.
Because they have so many spirits that are in them. Once a man ejaculates his sperm, that is his spirit, his energy going inside into the woman. And that energy stays there forever. There's no way to uncode that DNA or to separate it. It stays there. That's why women, they have, when you wondering why she's snapping on you for no reason, she having mood swings, it's because you're not battling her, you're battling another man.
Another man's spirit that's in her.
Right, because men naturally were territorial animals. All right, you can say that in that manner. Okay, so like a lion in his pride, he has his women, but he doesn't have another male lion. Okay, that's over him. Not with his woman. No, it'll be a battle of who's the strongest. Okay, and then that's who's gonna be the man of that pride.
They have that respect in nature, though.
Right.
In nature, a lion could be around his lioness. You don't look over see another lion scoping with his lionesses out,
Right.
waiting for him to go somewhere so he come jump on his lionesses. Nature is in order, man.
Right.
Man don't. A lion don't come back to up under his tree and seeing another lion popping one of his lionesses.
Nah.
That lion got his own.
Right.
However many lionesses he got.
Right.
But here, our people, we do that, right? That's. Oh, he a pimp now.
Right.
Oh, he a player. Yo, he getting love.
Right.
You don't understand?
He's
you
a
just
dog.
you just place a death angel on your neck.
Right.
He's gonna come collect your soul one day, because the wages of adultery is death.
It's death.
You put both of them to death, the woman and the man, unless she cried out.
Yep.
You know, and another thing that our people don't understand, like you going into this whole situation, another man with the swinging and all that stuff. You got, when you meet a new woman and you wonder why you striving with this woman, it's because the spirit that's on her from her last X amount of men, that's who you're battling.
Yep.
And the women are fickle, they're weak, they can't change them emotions. They come out right out of them.
Right.
You know, they can't, the mood swings, you know, you don't know what they are. You gotta test their temperature.
Yeah.
See what mood she in today. How she, you know, why? Because third nigga ago might come out of her.
Man, I know, right?
3 niggas ago just came out of her.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And then or one nigga they got away. She really might still want that nigga.
Right. Yeah.
But since she can't handle that nigga, she lashing out on you because that nigga spirit is heavy on her.
Yeah.
It's transferring of his spirits because men are givers and women are receivers.
Right.
So when a man gives himself, goes into her, as the brother mentioned, she's receiving his spirit.
Yep.
And that spirit is more dominant than her spirit.
Yeah.
You might be with your woman 10 years and never really see her real spirit.
Right.
You might be dealing with all the 10 niggas she done been with for the last 10 years. You dealing with their spirits.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with her spirit.
Yeah.
Then another thing that the way of the so-called white man seduced us, we as a nation, Israel, our nation was a polygamy, man. Men had multiple wives.
Yeah.
That's how we built our nation so strong. Our nation would be, just think about that now. If our women wasn't such getting the so-called white man's vibration with that jealousy,
Yep.
to the fact that you sharing your man already, you don't even know it. It's because he ain't told you.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, and you're in denial. You don't really want to accept it. You think you just this badass chick that you alone is enough for him. You're not enough for him. Women are not enough for a man, like one woman. Men do that shit.
Yeah.
And us brothers might do that just to keep peace, because we ain't trying to multiply wives in these times right now because they're not in order. They're out of order, so therefore multiplying them will be what? Being multiplying more issues. And like Paul said, you're gonna have trouble in the flesh. So you're multiplying more trouble in your flesh.
Yeah.
Unless you got a woman that's trying to do right. She done heard this word and the Most High done put a spirit on her. She had to understand what times we in.
Yeah.
She can get that understanding from a man.
Yeah. Though it be lawful, it's not expedient.
Yeah, as long as it's not
It's not expedient. You don't want that problem. You know what I mean? But
This
see
is more,
I'm sorry.
No, you got it, bro.
The devil, he has seduced you. He lied to you. He's gave you that whole queen of heaven worship mentality that you should be put on the pedestal, okay, that you're equal to the man, okay, but that's not how Yahweh Shai made us to be. He made the man to have more than one woman, all right, and for the woman to be submissive to that man, okay? But we live in a corrupted society where that's not the case. So now when men, by nature have or mess with more than one woman, they're considered dogs, or they're cheaters, or they consider all these different terms that have been made up because of the perception that the damn devil has given you. See, you're drunk off the Babylonian juice, man. That's what you women that's what you women fail to realize. You're drunk off Esau's way, because that's not our way. That's not our customs, man. Right? There's many men that had more than one woman. I mean, King Solomon. You know how many women he had? Right? Yeah, a lot. All right, 1,000 women. All right. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 women. Can you imagine that? And you ain't telling Solomon shit. You be like King David, get your ass banished. You have no children, goddammit, But see, we live in this world where you gotta live like a goddamn beta male, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if you say, hey baby, look, I got Susie, I got Anna, you know what I mean?
They making parody videos,
that bitch gonna leave you.
they trying to reinvent this back, trying to swing it back. You look on social media stuff, they're making these parody videos and stuff. And some of these women are waking up to that, to the fact of that. But the simple fact is this: in our culture, we had a man who had more, like your brothers mentioned, there's plenty of men that have more than one wife. When you're dealing with today's society, where women have been put so much on a pedestal, to thinking that you're the prize, to thinking that you're worth having one man to yourself. Right. When the earth is populated 7-1. Right. So if with the so-called white man's his concept of monogamous relationships, then it means every night 6 women by themselves.
Yeah.
Every night, 6 women by themselves. Not just for the night. See, if you was in a relationship where, okay, you was with one man and he had 2 or 3 other women, then that means what? Maybe every other night or every other night you be with a man. Yep. You'd have a man. Yep. He'd have time for you. Versus 7 days you ain't got no man at all. Yeah. Listening to the so-called white man. That's their thing. That's what they did. Right. But you done let him his ways seduce you. Like, oh yeah, he got to be with me and me only. Man, most of the time he was never with just you and you only. Yep. He didn't let you know what was going on, because you're gonna run out the back door. Right. You're gonna be done with it. But it's gonna come a time where Isaiah 4:1 is gonna come to play. Right. And everything's gonna be put back in the proper ways of how you need to be underneath a man. Right, which that's beautiful, because that strong spirit that they told you, woman, that you should have, you should be strong, you should be independent. No, you're effeminate by nature, right? You look up the word effeminate, it means to be a woman that's tender. Look up the word tender, what tender means, okay? It's something that, like, you eat something tender, right? What is it? It's soft. It's easy to chew. It's easy to digest. It's not hard, right? Because a man is supposed to be the strong one. But you believe that you're supposed to be strong because that's what they told you. I'm a strong black woman. Well, your strong ass better go get you a dog and a cat, goddammit, and you can be your companion for the rest of your life. Because ain't no man dealing with that shit. You know what I mean? It's an alpha and there's a beta, all right? There's a role. Okay, there's a role. That's why a lot of women today, right? They don't have successful relationships. Okay? Right? But now, like what I said, that spirit is leaving the earth. Right? Because now women are starting to realize that that whole strong independent, okay, well, you're losing. A lot of men are not dealing with that now. Now just, you know what, hey, fuck you, bitch. You know what I mean? Fuck you. You know what I mean? I'd rather go get a woman that is gonna be submissive. I ain't dealing with you.
How are you guys doing today? I don't want to interrupt, but I want to say I appreciate the positive message, because people think that knowledge is threatening, but it's not. It's positive.
Right.
And a lot of people don't want to realize this, but like the 12 tribes of Israel, it's black. Ethiopia is center of almost Africa in the rest of the world at that time, 100 years ago, and Haile Selassie, 225th direct descendant of King Solomon and Bathsheba, but no one really wants to look at that. But I love it that you guys are spreading the knowledge, and especially now. I'm sorry, I just want to finish because I gotta
just
go.
want to correct what you said. You don't subscribe to Haile Selassie.
No, I understand that. But I'm learning from you, and I'm teaching you guys too. But the thing is that all of us on this planet right now, whatever color skin we have, whoever our father was, whoever our mother was, we're all in this together. And especially now, we got to bond together, because what they're doing to people that have, I'm white and Mexican. My dad, melanin in the skin. My dad's from Sinaloa, Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico. El Chapo was a little baby. My dad was in the same exact village. So, and he just died like 2019. And my mom, white girl from Oklahoma, which is so racist, and I grew up in racist. Any chance I get, anybody that's racist, I tell them, and I put my life on the line for everyone.
Can I ask you a question? What does racism mean? Racist.
It's a prejudice toward another person for whoever they are.
Is it
being born?
That doesn't answer
I'm not sure
the definition.
I'm not sure what your definition is, but
That's
I'm
not
just
my
saying.
definition. Look up racist.
It's someone else's
and
definition,
etymology.
right?
Look up because I understand what you're saying.
You know what it is?
Your
I know. I
sentiment-
totally understand.
I understand.
Racist means for when.
Wait, bro. Just chill. But we're gonna get the word. So he gets to understand it, because you have a sentiment over people being racist, right?
Like it's a negative thing.
Like it's a negative thing.
Well-
so that mindset that you have, that was given to you. Because guess what? God is the Heavenly Father and His Son. You consider God as being racist. Okay? You didn't probably know that, but that's in the scriptures. Let's get you got the word in the etymology?
Yeah.
I believe it. I believe it. Trust.
Just hold on, watch.
This is a racist in the etymology from racism. The word replacing.
Where you at? You on the etymology?
I'm now making you guys work. I didn't mean.
No, it's okay. That's what we do.
We out here.
But hey,
what
I
we
do
do.
appreciate you guys being out here and speaking the word and letting people know what's really going on in the world. And you too, man. He's holding it down over there too. Because
Yeah, just type it in on Google. This is real fast Google.
the establishment shouldn't be praised.
Just a real
What
fast Google.
needs to be
alright?
going on is
Because listen, the word racist, it really goes back into your race. Which when you look up the word race, it goes back into your seed. You know what I'm saying? That's what the word race goes back to. It's a gene. Okay? So when you say that somebody's racist, all you're saying is that, well, I'm just for my people. I'm just for my people. Okay? So what's wrong with that? You know, what's wrong with that? Being for your people. Are you not for, you said you're Mexican, right? You said you're Mexican,
I
right?
can't be for that.
So you're not for your people?
I'm for myself.
That's fine. You can be that way,
Right?
Read the scripture though.
And you know what?
Hold on.
Because you know why?
Man, hold on.
I'll tell you this.
Hold
I'll
on,
give you
my
guys
man.
the-
Hold on. We about to read the scripture. We're about to read the scripture.
The only reason why I
It
said
goes
that,
there.
man, is
Can you
because
hold
they
on
don't
a
like
second?
me.
Can you hold
I'm
on?
too brown to be considered
Oh man,
a white
listen,
man.
if you're not gonna listen to us, it's a dialogue. You've done a lot of talking. So when
I totally
okay,
understand everything.
When I
that you
say
guys
hold
do.
on, go ahead, read, bro.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, when He separated the sons of Adam, He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is His people, Jacob is the lot of His inheritance.
My name is
He
Jacob.
found him in a desert land and in the waste, howling wilderness. He led him about, He instructed him, He kept him as the apple of His eye.
Apple of his eye. So
And
like
you know
the
what
brother
else
was
he did?
going in. The brother was saying that being
Hold
racist
the
is
heel.
for your people. So that right there is a racist scripture if you were looking at it that way, because he was directly for his people,
And the
and he
ironic thing
separated,
is, my
divided
name is
the
Jacob.
nations of people, and he set the bounds on.
But you know
he
what?
set the bounds on the people of Israel.
Thank
So
you guys for
what
what
we
we're
were
doing.
basically trying to say is, there's nothing wrong. This guy, he said he's for himself, but being for your people, you got certain people are for their people. You have whole communities. We have Armenian community. You go to Chinatown and you can't even read the writing on there because it's what all their Chinese writing. That's their community. You go to Koreatown, same thing. So there's nothing wrong with being for your people because the Most High is going to make right on that coming to the kingdom, and he'll show you how real racist he really is. And he's for the people of this sign, which is why he punishes the people on this sign. Matter of fact, get Amos 3:1.
Hey, who's that dude that got off?
Hey, bro, he saw being racist, right?
That's racism. That's racism. You hear me?
He
He got off because that was his people. Hold on, I got you, bro. Don't worry, make them serve a vision, G. Hey, that's why, hey, shit, we racist shit. Hey, when your house shine comes, guess what? Hey, everybody that's not on this sign, okay, that's a part of the heathen nations, they're going into slavery, all right? You know what I mean? We know that 2/3 are going to find judgment here. They're going to get destroyed. But guess what? In the kingdom, when we repopulate again, they're going to come back and they're going to be on top of other nations, man. That's racism, okay? That's racism.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
That's what it's saying. Because he's basically saying he don't know that. If you don't know another nation, you can't be for another nation. You can only be for a nation you know.
Right.
So he said he only knows you, Israel. Go ahead.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
He will punish you for all your iniquities. That's why Israel gets punished for all the stuff that we do wrong as a nation. And the other nations don't get no punishment. Why? Because he don't even know them.
Right.
So why would he punish them for it?
Yep.
It's like when you was a kid, your mom said, you know, be home before the street lights come on. Street lights cut your ass out there. You come down the street, your mama outside or your daddy outside, you know, it's dark and they looking at the watch, looking at you, and then you go talk about what your friend. You bring your little ass over here. I ain't tell them they gotta be in before the street lights. I don't even know that kid. He got his own mom and daddy. So what happens? You go in the house, and you get whooped. You get your ass taxed. Cool. Yeah, you got it.
Isaiah 40 and 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as the small dust of the balance.
Right. So if you carry a bucket of water across the street and it's filled to the top, and as you walk in, it's shaking back and forth. A little bit of that water that comes out that bucket, do you put the whole bucket of water down and cry about the water that hit the ground? No. Just keep it pushing. Same thing with, you know, you got flour or dust on the balance, and you wipe off all that whole pile of dust or flour, a little bit of dust that's left over. What do? You run the water on that. Run it out. You don't care about that.
It says, behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing in vanity.
Less than nothing in vanity, which means it's vanity, it's vain to be another nation. Matter of fact, jump right where you're at, Jeremiah, right? Isaiah. Okay, go to Jeremiah. Go to Jeremiah 3:23.
This is Jeremiah 3:23. It says, truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills.
So the last scripture said, the scripture said that Most High said the other nation, it's vanity to be another nation, right?
Yep.
So since it's vanity to be another nation, it's in vain for you to hope for salvation. Your hope of salvation is vanity to the Most High.
Right.
It's in vain.
It's in vain.
It's for nothing, because you're not going to get it. Go ahead.
And from the multitude of mountains, truly in the Lord our power is the salvation of Israel.
Salvation is of Israel. That's the only family he said in Amos that he know, right?
Yep.
So that's the only one that can get salvation.
Right.
Go ahead, what you got? Just call for Joel.
Come. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 25. And I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten.
So like the jump up is 26. So 26, 27.
Come. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 26. It reads, and ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your power that hath dealt wondrously with you.
Right. Only the nation of Israel was given that name to call him. Go ahead.
And my people shall never be ashamed. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
In the midst. I am in the midst of Israel. Go ahead.
That I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
Slow it down. Read it again.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your power.
And I am the Lord your power. See, so the Lord is talking to Joel to let the nation of Israel know that he is in the midst of you, and that he is your power. Go ahead.
And none else.
And none else.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
Right. And that times are coming to where we'll be on top and we'll have a kingdom set up for us, and we won't be ashamed. So that's enough on going to that. We touched on that because this dude came up, speaking about racism. Don't you know the scriptures, all the whole Bible is a racist. It's a racist book.
This is Psalms 2 and 6. Psalms 2 and 6. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree the Lord hath said unto me. Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Oh. You know you're going to have to run that back. You're going to have to read that again. That's the racist of the racist.
Right.
That's the most racist of all, man. Just ask me. I give you these heathens.
I give it
I
to
don't
you.
know them. I have all them.
Yeah,
You can take them. You want that inheritance? Man, say you go inheritance. You gonna take it, man. Bro. Read that again, bro.
Psalms chapter 2, verse 7. I will declare the decree the Lord hath said unto me. Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the utmost parts of the earth for thine possession.
Ooh. So this ain't happened yet.
Nope.
It's gonna happen. I need you to go to 2 Ezra 6 and 54. See, this is coming to the point where Ezra is gonna ask why this ain't happened yet. Because it's all for us. We're gonna get into that too, and then we're gonna go into that wisdom of Solomon, bro. We're not gonna back off Esau. We're gonna get on you again. We're gonna bring it back to you because it's all because you the co-star in the Most High's movie.
This is you said 57?
6 and 54.
64. This is second Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Right? The chosen, which is the you Hebrew Israelites, from the northern kingdom to the southern. Go ahead.
It reads, verse 55, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are nothing. Ain't that what Isaiah said? Isaiah 40? There's nothing. Go ahead.
But be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop.
Yeah, he said, be like as to spittle. Now, I don't know of a person in history that spit out their mouth and was worried about the spit after it left their mouth. You don't worry about that. You spitted it out because you didn't want it in your mouth, right?
That's right.
You didn't want it, so you spit it out. So that's how the Most High feels about the other nations. They're like spit to him.
It says, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathens.
Now, O Lord, these heathens, Go ahead.
which have ever been reputed as nothing,
Disputed.
have begun to be lords over us.
Right. They have been disputed as nothing. They have begun to be lords over us. And that's the current status we're in right now. We're underneath these heathens. We're underneath these other nations. So therefore, he's going to give them over to be our inheritance. And Esdras is going to ask how long? Like, when is this going to happen?
Yep.
They belong unto us. We going. Brother Red back in Psalms.
Yeah.
Hey, just ask me, I'll give you them as your inheritance. We like, what's up? When are we gonna get them? We're gonna get them in the kingdom. How long? Until these cities be utterly wasted. When these cities get destroyed here in America, that's when they'll become our inheritance.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says to be lords over us and to devour us, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
Right. Why haven't we possessed an inheritance with the other nations? How come we serve under their rule? How long will it be like this? To this place, America won't be inhabited. To the nuclear missiles hit, this place is destroyed. To the falling down of America is the falling down of the so-called white man's power and rulership. And at that point, then we will have them as our inheritance. So let's continue on these so I can get that wisdom of Solomon.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. You said start at
10. Start at 10.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man.
Now this is wisdom of Solomon speaking, but it's in the third party as the so-called white man will be thinking. Go ahead.
Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of age.
Right. So they don't care. They'll throw you in. They'll put a man in jail, a so-called black man. They'll put him in jail in the early 1900s. You know, and then he'll be in jail. He'll have a whole head full of gray. He done lost all the wonder years of his life, all the best, productive, vital time of his life. He done lost, and he won't even free the man. Go ahead.
Let our strength be the law of justice.
Right. Let our strength be the law of justice. Just earlier, we were speaking about how he set unrighteous decrees. He allowed policy so he crafted form in his hand. He write laws. We read in Psalms 94 how he write these laws so he can set up these traps so he can benefit. So that's his strength. His strength is what? To place a law above you that you got to be up underneath and follow. Go ahead.
For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
Keep going.
Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn.
Now, who is he speaking about right now? Who is that talking about? He said, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He's talking about every man you see out here that's going out on the highways and byways and is pushing this truth in spirit and in truth, bringing out the truth of righteousness. The ones who the Most High put his holy righteous spirit on, it allowed them to have the knowledge, wisdom, understanding to go out and teach his word in the true, correct form. That's right. That's who that's talking about. Read it again, bro.
Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous.
Now, what you lying in wait for? If you're lying in wait, you want to capture something, right? You lying in wait. What lies in wait? Let's think about, different animalistic characteristics that lie in wait. A snake, right? A serpent. They'll lie in wait, get close to you. They're lying and waiting for you to be comfortable to let your guards down and not be aware of them so they can strike you. Yep. Same thing with a lion. Same thing with a hawk in the sky. He's on the top of the mountain, zeroing down on you. Every apex predator lies in wait. So the so-called white man is the apex predator, one of the strongest ones out there, because he's got technology on his side. He write laws to back him up so he can get off when he does strike you after he's been lying and waiting for you. Go Go ahead.
Because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doing.
Right. We are not for your turn, for your turn, Esau. We're not for you. We're out here prophesying against you. Matter of fact, go back to Jeremiah 8:28. Or no, is it 28 and 8? Yeah. We're not for you. We're here to prophesy the downfall of you. And we're in the same men you see that's prophesying your downfall, prophesied your last two downfalls. And we're going to keep prophesying your downfall till you get that downfall. Good.
This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilences.
Right. You're the evil and pestilence that's sitting on this earth right now. So we prophesy against you, saying that you're going to be taken down and you're going to be destroyed. And you're going to go underneath us in the kingdom of heaven, because this is it. We're going to go into that too.
Right.
Read what you got.
This is Isaiah 13:2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble.
Right. So the banner is the Bible. The high mountain is here in America. This is the highest government of all governments out there. Yep. Everything happens through America, and it gets filtered out to the other governments throughout the land, throughout the earth. Yep.
Verse 3. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Right. So basically, we come out here and we're the mouthpiece that's set before you to speak directly at you the words that the Most High puts in our minds and our spirits to say. And he's telling us, prophesy that I'm about to take this dude down. I'm about to take this whole empire down. You got more on that? Yeah, so basically, so the men of the Lord, those are the ones that are not with you, Esau. Going back into Psalm, back into Wisdom of Solomon. It says, they are not for our turn. Read that part again.
Because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings.
Right, we're clean contrary to your doings because why? Because we don't do what the so-called white man does. We're not for what he pushes. Anything that he pushes out there for us to do, we're against that. We stand firm on what the scriptures say for us to do. Go ahead.
He upbraided us with our offering, offending the law, and objective to our infirmities that infamies that transgressing of our education.
Right, because he set forth what? His whole thing is to put things out there that's contrary to the law of the Bible. That's why he put pork in every damn thing that everything you can put in your mouth. You got to check to see if he defiled it with abominable, whether it's pork he put in it, whether it's shrimp processing, all these things he's sneaking into to try to put it in our diets. Right?
He professed to have the knowledge of God.
Yes, we do profess that. We profess to have the knowledge of the Most High because it was given to us through the Harakah Kodash, through the Spirit. The Most High set up men to teach men to teach men. And we've learned this. And we go out and do the same thing. So yeah, we profess to have 100% knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the scripture. Go ahead.
And he calleth himself the child of the Lord.
We are the children, the child of the Lord. We're sons of Jacob, which is God's chosen people. Yep. Go ahead.
He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold.
Right. We are grievous unto the so-called white man because what? Before you had brothers out teaching, go back 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago, there was nothing that threatened the so-called white man. Nothing threatened his empire. Nothing threatened his rule. Then when he saw brothers go out there and start teaching, it got his attention.
Yeah.
You know?
I believe all that.
What?
I believe all that.
All right. That's right. So he started seeing the Southern Kingdom out there, and he took awareness what they took awareness of what the high priest of men that were set up before our apostles, and they passed the torch on to our apostles, and our apostles are going out there doing the work. When the apostles started getting on YouTube, hold your peace for. Hold your peace. Can you hold your peace? Can you hold your peace?
Costa Rican. Costa Rican.
Okay. Relax.
Hey, nice.
Fuck off. I'm not only what.
That's right.
Yeah, you know that. You know that.
For his, so when you started seeing the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom come together, that became grievous to the so-called white man. My man, relax. Relax.
African so
Relax.
so what? They African.
Are you here? Can you hear? You can only talk. Can you hear too? Can you hear what I'm saying? Relax.
They African so.
We got you.
All right.
Turn it down. Relax. Relax. Yeah. Okay. People on this side.
You know what I'm saying? I believe on
So
that.
when the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom came together, that's when the so-called white man got grieved.
No.
You got to
For he was made, 15. He is grievous unto us even to behold.
Right. So it's grievous unto the so-called white man to behold the southern and the northern kingdom come together on the streets teaching. Because what does that represent? That represents your downfall. That represents the end of your rulership. You won't continue to rule. Why? Because we're here to prophesy your downfall.
For his life is not like other men. His ways are of another fashion.
Right. Our lives are not like the number. Mind you, he's talking about the servants of the Most High. He's talking about the 1/3 the elect. Their lives are not like other men. We don't act and carry ourselves the way 2/3 of our nation does. Go ahead.
We are esteemed of him as counterfeit.
Right. We esteem the so-called white man as counterfeit. You're not the real Israelite. Matter of fact, get Revelation 2 and 10. No, 2 and 9.
I don't care no more.
They think that they claim that they're the Jews.
No.
They claim that they're
What
God's
about-
chosen
what
people.
about-
They're not.
They
Hold your
do,
peace, bro.
Africa.
Hold your peace, bro. Hold your peace. You got it? Go ahead.
What
This is
about-
Revelations chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Talking about the true Israelites. We're in poverty, but we're rich in spirit because we're God's chosen people. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
Who say they are Jews? The so-called white men said they're the Jews. They say that they're not occupying our land over there.
Yeah.
Relax, man. You can't keep telling you. Relax.
They-
Let us do what we're doing. Just hear. You gotta hear.
You use the name from African. They black. They got Afro.
We're not talking about them. We're talking about the so-called white man that are claiming that they're Jews, but they're not. They're not. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
If you use from Pakistan, they got Afro.
No, the real Jews
Are
are
black.
scattered abroad.
Black. Brown.
The real Jews are come from the tribe
Yes,
of Judah,
they black people.
right? But then you have the southern kingdom,
Yeah.
and then you have the northern kingdom.
These
It's talking about
These
all
Jews,
of Israel.
they ain't Jews. They ain't.
We know that. Relax.
I'm
Go ahead, bro.
ready for
Which
this.
say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
I want to be the ass. They ain't
Which
Jews.
say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
They're a synagogue of Satan.
You see?
They're a chief house of Satan.
I people think
They say they are Jews. So go back to that.
I got a
To
question
where
for you, bro.
It's like your whole.
Revelations
I
3
wanna
and
be the
9.
ass.
Behold, I will make them
I'm ready.
of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, to know that I have loved thee.
Right, they will.
You know what?
That's what we were saying earlier. When the moment that the Most High passed them over to be our inheritance, the He's will be our inheritance, then what? Come and worship at our feet. Hey, my man, I need you to relax, man. Like seriously. No, listen.
You could be my brother.
Listen,
You could be
man.
my cousin.
Okay, fine, man, but I need you to relax
You
because
could
you're
be my-
being disruptive right now. You've been drinking. your mind is you need to relax. We need you to listen. You see what they're doing?
You could be my
Do you see what they're
my
doing?
brother. I don't know.
Do you see what they're doing?
You know what happened?
That's fine. Do you see what
They don't also
they're
go
doing?
to
They're listening.
Caribbean, Puerto
I need
Rico,
you to- I need you to
Puerto Rico,
listen.
Panama. They
Yo,
do that.
yo, I'm not gonna keep telling you.
Yeah,
Like seriously.
They do us. You could be
Listen,
my
listen.
brother. You could be my cousin.
Okay, that's fine.
You're
You
right.
could be my uncle.
Look, you're right. You're right.
How-
You're right.
how-
You're right.
But
You're right.
that's fine.
You're right.
But
Just listen.
you're being disruptive right now.
Just listen.
You
You're right.
disrupt your brother?
I'm ready to fight.
Do you disrupt your brother?
I'm ready.
They had enough, right?
I don't
Hey,
take more. I'm
hey,
not
but
taking
see,
more.
he an Israelite, man.
I
You know
don't
what I
take
mean?
more.
So
Fed up,
his
you know?
spirit, the
You
brother
be my
preaching,
uncle, man.
so his spirit is
My
resonating.
brother's
True.
Hey, he feel the Holy Spirit up here. You know what I
I
mean?
don't kill no more.
So he's
Calm
like,
down.
because he knows he's an Israelite. He knows the white man's the devil. He feeling
I
the
don't kill
spirit.
no more.
You know, so but
Puerto
just
Rico,
calm, bro. Calm,
Puerto
brother.
Rico, Panama.
We got you. We know exactly how you feel.
We know how you feel.
Just relax, though. What we really want for you is to hear what we're saying.
Yep.
Hear this word. This is how you fight. You fight the enemy by using the words of the Most High. This is not a physical thing. You're
I'm
spiritual.
down,
We're
I'm
spiritual
down,
people.
down.
I know you. I know. If that's the case, if the Most High put that spirit on you and you had that vengeance spirit for one day, He'll place it on you to go do what He wants you to do. But as of He got you right here, right now, He wants you to listen. What's coming out of His word? Go back and do that and listen to something.
He is, I'm going to start. We are esteemed of him as counterfeit. He esteemed from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces.
You hear that? You hear what he said? He said He has esteemed. Mind you, this is Esau talking about the elect right now. He's talking about the elect. He says he esteemed our ways as counterfeit, and he says that read that part again.
Yes, esteemed from our ways as filthiness.
Right. The elect has esteemed from his ways as filthiness, because we know what the so-called white man is about. Go ahead.
I want to beat it out.
Go ahead.
They say
He pronounces
everything is perfect.
the end of the just
They
to be
do.
blessed,
They be
Right.
straight. They
and
say,
maketh
oh,
his boast that God is his Father.
Keep going.
Let us see if his words be true.
All right, so it said that the elect, we claim that our
Perfect,
end will be
perfect.
blessed, right? And he said, now it's basically, he's going to ask a question that the scriptures already answered. Go ahead. Bro, can you get second
Even my uncle.
Let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the Son of God, he will help him
All right, so keep reading, finish that verse off.
and deliver him from the hands of his enemies.
I'm ready to fight, man. I'm ready.
Go
I'm
ahead.
ready.
Hold that. Read what you got.
This is Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 1. And he said unto me in the beginning,
My family.
when the earth
My
was
family-
made,
Sorry.
Yo.
6 and verse 7.
Yo, my family.
Verse
Hey,
7.
man.
Oh, no.
They look like African American.
Yeah.
But how can we tell?
this is Second Ezra, chapter 6,
How can we
verse
tell?
8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand
Beat
held
the ass.
first
ass.
the heel of Esau.
Don't kill no more.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
Okay, so that answers it. Now I want you to read that again, but bro, read verse 17 again. Because it's a question that
They
Esau's
do- they-
asking, right?
They do us.
We got you. Hold on.
Verse 7. Let us see if his words be true.
Let us see, the so-called white man said, let us see if these guys on the street corner, they're
No,
just
no,
teaching
no,
the
no,
Bible.
no.
Let's see if their words
You
be
so
true.
funny.
Go ahead.
And let us prove what shall happen in the end of him.
Let us prove what shall happen at the end of him. So this brother just read that
Okay.
Jacob is the end of
Let's
this world.
talk about-
I mean,
let's
Esau's the
talk
end of this
about
world.
what-
Jacob is the beginning of
going
it that
on.
follows, right? Now go to Wisdom of Solomon 5:1.
Let's talk about what's going on.
Just read all the way to like verse 7.
Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness,
They clap.
before the face of such as have afflicted him.
Now that's the exact same men. Those men that stand in great boldness are the
I'm saying?
servants of the Most High
I'm waiting
that's
to
going
fight.
out on the highway, right?
More.
This is who Wisdom of Solomon is addressing. Esau's addressing right now. He's addressing them. Go ahead.
No,
And
no,
made no account of their of his labor.
no.
When
No.
they see it, they shall be
What
troubled
about-
with terrible fear.
Well, didn't it say that Wisdom of Solomon?
What
That they are
about,
not for our. They are not for our turn. Didn't it say in Wisdom of Solomon?
Say that you happy.
Relax. Got
Say
you.
that.
Didn't it in Wisdom of Solomon? Read that part again, bro.
Say- wait,
It says,
say that.
when they see it,
Say that.
they shall be troubled with terrible
No,
fear.
well,
Right,
no,
didn't
no.
it say that if you can find that in Wisdom of Solomon, if you go up
What
a little
about
bit, where it talks about that,
Celery? They do also to
got you, man. Got you. Relax. We know you ready to fight. You own one. We know.
No.
You ready? You tired of them? We know.
I'm not done, man. Even I'm done. I
It's
don't
basically
want
saying-
you more. I'm ready. They do also to America.
Read that part again,
We
bro.
got Guatemala,
5 and 2.
Puerto Rico.
When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation,
No.
so far beyond all that they look for.
There should be white people without us.
Right.
They can't do it without us. We build this country.
It's in there where it talks
If
about
anybody does
them
it,
being-
I'll be us.
them being concerned or afraid about us.
Anybody does, I'll be us. I saw it. I'll beat you off.
Oh my gosh, they did like
They're supposed to play. Puerto Rico, Mexico. They got black too, like Afro. Mexico. They're over here.
Right. So like the brother going into, they're going to see the salvation that Yahushua is going to bring for the chosen, of the chosen, which is the elect, the remnant.
They was
Okay?
fighting.
Because in these last days,
So,
okay, what is being
I don't
shown in the heavens, the chariots, all right? Now they have no choice but to report on the
And
chariot
now
sightings.
they
That's
won't-
what's going to be
and
the
now they won't
deliverance
build-
of Yasharella, okay?
They won't-
That's going to be the deliverance. Yahushua is going to come with the numerable
won't
hosts,
build street.
according to Revelations, the 12th chapter,
They won't
right?
build street
Michael
college.
and his archangel shall fight against the dragon and his angels.
they want to be a street
So
college.
simultaneously,
Owen Street.
what is being brewed
You know what
up?
I'm saying? All these
World War
things,
III, all right?
fucking useless name, you know?
Russia,
They
you know,
say,
they trying to take over the borders
They
of
be
Ukraine.
Owen.
You know what I'm saying?
Owen Street.
They're making backdoor deals with China,
Lemon.
Iran. All right, Russia's going to be a guard to these smaller nations.
beat
But guess what? The time is going to come when
You see,
the
my
nations
bike.
are going to turn their back on America. All right. To burn this place. Okay, that's
They
why
wanna be
World
safe.
War III is important, because those missiles that the Lord has given
No.
unto them, which
We
China
gotta-
just tested that missile,
we gotta
which the
claim-
missile just went around the world,
We
right?
gotta clap our
Remember,
people.
these missiles are part of the Lord's army.
It is time
So
to
when those
clap-
missiles
clap
get
America
shot
to
off,
flame.
the Lord's going to have to gather us, all right, from the east to the west. Because right now we are in the land of the north, which is in the what? The western hemisphere.
They think,
Okay. The Lord's
like
gonna have to pick us up so that way we don't be destroyed
Yo,
with
we got-
from those nuclear missile destruction. Alright?
1
It's
million.
going to that too.
Black America-
Read
Black America.
that last verse, bro, again. The last verse
No,
was that.
Wisdom of
We
Solomon,
need to-
5 and
We need to back up a little bit and hold your peace. We're trying to bring this out.
listen. I'm gonna say listen in Spanish. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 3. And they
Come back.
come back. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within himself, this was he whom we had sometime.
Wait. You had verse 2?
Right?
Go read 2 again.
Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
Right. When they see us assembling Northern and Southern Kingdom coming together as one, that's when that breath come back into our nostrils and our people stand up. That's what that right there, us coming together, that's what grieves him. That's what's gonna make him fear.
Yep.
If it's just Southern Kingdom out there on the street and we just known as the Black Hebrew Israelites, he wasn't afraid of that, even though it concerned him. He afraid when he started seeing all 12 tribes, brothers from all different tribes are coming together, Northern and Southern Kingdom. Read
Yeah.
that verse 15 again.
Verse
Because
15.
this is going into what was said in Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. Go ahead.
Verse 15. He is grievous unto us even to behold.
Right. It's grievous unto them to behold us out here teaching this truth, waking our people up. Because he knows it to be true. He sent men at our apostles saying, how the hell did y'all find this out? We spent millions of dollars to keep this a secret. How did you find that out? Go ahead.
Revelations 11 and 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets torment them that dwell on the earth. And after,
Go ahead.
and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet.
Right. That's what you're seeing now. Going back to our repentance, the spirits put on him, and it just got handed down from men from generations forward to this present time. That's exactly what you see right now. And you see it happen more and more and more. To the point where Esau, just like you can't take down every single enough video, you won't be able to shoot down all those missiles coming your way. When them 2 million missiles are shot on here, your missile defense system can't shoot them all down. Just like you can't take all down the video. You're getting taken down verbally through the word and us going out teaching, then you're going to get physically taken out.
Right. And it reads, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
That's right. Be fearing. That goes right on. Go back to Wisdom of Solomon 5.
Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 3. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision.
And what the so-called white man is going to say, and as well as you other nations, but primarily Esau. Go ahead.
And a proverb of reproach, we fools accounted his life for madness, and his end to be without honor.
Right. That our end will be without honor. And matter of fact, hold that. Go back to where you at, verse 17. Read 17 again. Because they going hand in hand right now. Go ahead.
Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him.
You want to prove what's going to happen in the end of us? Well, we're reading it right now. Go ahead. Read that part again and keep going.
Verse 4. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor.
Right. You thought our end was going to be without honor because you've been demonizing the men of the Lord and the believers, the 1/3, the elect, and you're going to demonize us even more. Because as this thing grows more and more and more out of hand, you got to have no choice but to start demonizing us. You're going to have to start putting us on your main. You've been hiding us from your mainstream media, which is your witchcraft station. But now you're going to have to put us on there because that's going to be that's going to be the last card on the deck you get to play. That's your last hand. We got to do something about them, man. It's just people are really, really tuning into these guys now.
Yeah.
And then at that point, even at this point, ain't nothing you can do about it. Snowball is rolling. You can't stop the ball from rolling. You can't stop the rain. Stop the rain.
But it's like,
And it starts to fall, bro.
right. Verse 5. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High?
How is these people numbered amongst the children of the Most High? How is 1/3 in the elect of Israel? How are they God's chosen people? How are they numbered among salvation? Why are they being saved? You've been lying to people so much that you really believe that you're God's chosen people when you're not. And you've been leading all these people to believe that they are. All these high and mighty so-called white people that walk around talking about they're Jews, they're Jewish, we thinking they special, they not. And they're going to find out they ain't special. Because just because you saying that, guess who else going to be saying that when they see who's getting delivered? The rest of the Edomite nation and you other nations. Because you other nations been believing that we ain't nothing. We the bottom of the barrel. We the lowest people on earth. They can't be God's chosen people. Go ahead.
And it reads,
Go around that way if you don't want to go in front.
how is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth.
Have you erred from the way of truth? Wait a minute. The Most High put the truth on the street corners. Does the scripture say, wisdom cried without, she uttered her voice from the chief place of concourse, right? That means we will be out here. You err from us. You don't want to believe what we're saying. You don't want to believe what the Bible's saying, and we're saying what it says. Go ahead, bro.
Damn, believe Yeezy. Believe Kanye then. This nigga told you we Israelites.
Kendrick Lamar.
Right, believe Kendrick, goddamn shit. That's what I got to. You know
told you.
what I mean? They try to tell you. They giving you some truth.
It's err from the way of looking.
Right? It reads, it says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction.
And that's what you've been doing from the moment that you took over this earth. You've been putting nothing but wickedness in the earth. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not
You
known
have
it.
not known the ways of the Lord. Who knows the ways of the Lord? The men that he put out on the street that gave his spirit to know what the scriptures is talking about.
Yep, prophets.
Go ahead. Go back in on verse 7. So verse 17, that question is just got answered. Right? Got answered. Two. The one was Psalm 5, and it got answered. This was what you read second head of 6. Go ahead.
For if the just man be the Son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hands of his enemies.
Right. That's talking about you. You basically saying if the just man be of God, the Most High will be with him and deliver him from us. That's basically what he's saying. Go ahead.
This is Malachi 4:2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
That's talking about Yahushua coming back. Right.
And ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall.
Right. So the healing in his wings is
The
the
wickedness of the white man? Seriously?
Yeah.
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 That's messed up.
It's true. It's in the Bible. Go ahead.
And ye shall tread down the wicked.
So they think that they like he said wickedness of the white man, right? So they believe that they're the righteous. That couldn't possibly be true. You can't possibly be right about the wickedness of the white man. Are you serious? Everything that happens on earth that's done wickedly is of your hand. Go ahead, bro.
And it reads, but they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, said the Lord of hosts.
Yeah, you be ashes under the feet of the righteous, the true righteous. Man, you most high is blessed you to understand the gospel. It's don't feel like it. It don't feel like it. There's nothing that can compare to the Most High actually giving you the full understanding of the truth. When you could go in the scriptures and you could piece that puzzle, you could see the whole picture of the puzzle. Not one piece at a time. But when you put them all together and you see what it's talking about all together. Go ahead, you got another?
This is Joel chapter 2, verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance.
That goes right along with what you read earlier with Jeremiah 3:23. Is in vain for the other nations to hope for salvation. The salvation is of Israel. So it's only Israel that's going to be saved. And it ain't going to be all Israel. 2/3 of the nation of Israel are going to get the same fate that the so-called white man is going to get. And 1/3 in the elect will be get that deliverance. You got more on it?
Yep. As the Lord have said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call.
Yeah, that's right. The remnant, which is the elect, who the Lord has called. Go back to
Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience.
Right. So yeah, there's some brothers might get, captured and then put into these concentration camps. Some brothers might have to suffer as a martyr, or they might attempt to torture a brother, and an angel break this brother free. Yeah, you're gonna come and you're gonna make your attempts on the men of the Lord, the service, the believers, and their families. You'll do that, but you won't be successful. You'll do it. Just like the Maccabees brothers, Each one of them gave you your judgment, more harsher than the last one. Even though he saw his brother get brutally tortured right in front of him, they didn't lighten up. They got worse and worse for your judgment.
Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected.
Keep going.
Such things they did imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness have blinded them.
That's right. Your own wickedness has blinded you because you refuse to hearken to what the words of the Lord say. And the words of the Lord said that you're going into slavery, you're going into judgment, you're going in, your kingdom's going to be destroyed.
Excuse me,
Go ahead.
As for the mystery of God, they knew them not, neither hope they for their wages of righteousness, nor discerned a award for blameless souls.
Right. Keep going.
For God created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
Right. Go immortal right here. That's Sakari. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side did find it.
That's right. And you're going to find it, Esau. You're definitely going to find it. And then we're going to go a couple of chapters into the next chapter. Go on to Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter from the top. Because you've been demonizing the men of the Lord, and you're going to demonize the men of the Lord even more. Because it's going to get that severe and detrimental for your kingdom to survive. Go ahead.
This is chapter 3. But the souls of the righteous are in the hands of God, and there shall no torment touch them.
Go ahead.
In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
Right. The sight of the unwise, first and foremost, is talking about 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You're the unwise. You're without the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the truth. You're without knowing who you are. You took on Esau's lies and you live with it. But the 1/3 and the elect has been delivered from those lies. The scriptures say, you shall know the truth and it shall make you free. So you're still enslaved to the lie, and the hopeful elect is free because we know the truth. Right?
And their departure is taken for misery.
Right. So when you see something bad, or if a man of the Lord pass away, you take it for misery. But that man is at rest. So you put these different lies upon our people, talking about the men of the Lord. You do that so much and so hard that the unwise people think that, because they say, the churchgoers, right? They tell you, this happened to you because you in that cult. You believe in that madness, right? But you don't know that the scriptures say that if my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Set your heart aright, which is your mind, constantly endure. And make not haste when they are changed to a lower state. We're supposed to catch hell. But you run around here thinking that we catching hell because what we teaching ain't right. We catching hell because of what we teaching is right. Simple-minded ass people. That's why the scriptures say what? You're Sodom's children. Our people are Sodom's children. It means you're stupid. And why are you stupid? Because you listen to the so-called white man and he's stupid. That's why you're stupid. Go ahead.
And their goings from us to be utter destroyed.
Right, you think we're going to be destroyed. Go ahead.
But they are in peace.
We are in peace, Lord willing. We those elect men. We are the hopeful elect. We in peace. Why? Because we have the hope. We know what it is. We're not sitting in our freaking house terrified that we might go to hell. We don't live in that lie. We're not slaves to that lie. We've been freed from that madness. Right. Everything you teach, everything the so-called white man is allowed to be taught in these theological institutions and schools, on down to these church houses, is all lies. We don't suffer from that. You got something? Yeah, you got it.
1 Corinthians 11 and 32. But when we are judged, we are chastised of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world.
Right. We won't be condemned with the world. Who is the world? 2/3 of our people, and the rest of you are the nations. You're the world. You're going to get that. You're going to get that swift judgment that's coming. We're doing what we do so we don't get condemned with you. That we may be escape the indignation. Go up into the chairs to the indignation be overpassed. That's what we're looking for. Go ahead.
And
Go ahead, bro.
You good? You good?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You good?
for though they be
Okay, you can go around the back if you don't want to go in front. There you go. Good.
For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
Our hope is full of immortality. Like I said, we're not slaves to the lie. We have all the hope in the world. Which means we expect to be saved. We expect the Most High will be with us. Why? Because He expected us to do what He said do. And we've done what He said to do to the best of our ability. And, you know, we rehearse the righteous acts. We serve Him. We do the things that the Scriptures say do to the best of our ability, and we don't do the things the Scriptures say for us not to do to the best of our ability. What?
And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
So that little bit of hell we catch, that's a little chastisement. You got something? Yeah. We get Romans 8:18, Bible can show. Because the little chastisement that we're going through, and the little hell that we catch is not nothing compared to what the Most High has in store for us. Right.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 18. It says, "For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us."
Right. There's no comparison to the glory we will receive. You know, just off the salvation tip alone, escaping the judgment, then being changed from these vile bodies and getting those extraterrestrial bodies, having that heart of flesh and remove that stony heart from us. And then all the blessings that the Most High will give to us because we'll be 100% righteous. We won't sin anymore. Well, you want to bring that out?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory.
Yes. This is a light affliction. Sometimes it don't feel light when it's heavy on you.
Yeah.
But it's meant to do that because it's purging you.
Right.
It's purifying. It's purging out the infirmities in you, the
Right.
imperfections,
Right.
and it's strengthening you. You have to put what? Fire to a piece of gold when you dig it up out the earth.
Yep.
Burn out, purify all those infirmities. I mean, it's like your impurities. Once you do that, then you have that precious stone,
Yep.
that metal.
Right.
What?
It's verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
Right, and that's the spiritual. We spiritual, not carnal, not in the flesh. We see things through the spirit that the majority of the people have no idea it exists. You know, they can't see spiritually because they're too occupied with the physical.
Yep.
They're looking at their natural man. They're looking at things that's intangible that they can see. Back where you at?
For God, verse 5, for God proved them and found them worthy for Himself. And as gold in the furnace hath He tried them and received them as a burnt offering.
Right, like I just going over. They're tried in the furnace that fires. That's what? That's those trials, tribulations, infirmities, the tests that you got to go through. Most I put tests on you. All that is to what? So you can that's you going through the furnace and you being purified. So you be that, you know, like gold is tried in the furnace of adversity. Adversity is things that you go through. So you're going through all this stuff, you're catching all this hell, it's so that you can be presented that precious gold medal, man, that prized possession that the Most High has. And we give all praises, honor, and glory and fear back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for that. Everything is for Him, ain't nothing of us. We ain't nothing but vessels. Go ahead. You got one right now?
Yeah,
So, fire. Let's go. Read up.
Malachi 3
Okay,
and 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and said, and hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear the Lord and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day, when I make up my jewels.
And only those jewels is gonna have that name. It said, go back up. It said that they that thought upon his name. Go ahead, read that again.
It says, a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and thought upon his name.
Right?
And-
Which is the hopeful elect. Go ahead.
And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts.
They shall be his, right? Hold up, bro. Get John 17 and verse 6. Because the elect belongs unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They're his.
Yep.
Which is why they go through what they go through, and which is why they're gonna receive what they're gonna receive. You got it? Hold that, bro. I'm going to link that. Read that again.
This is John chapter 17, verse 6. It reads, I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world.
Which is thou gavest me out of the world. Didn't you read earlier, bro? That they that are not with the Most High, they are of the world.
Yeah.
Who was that? You remember it? It said it. We never brought it out. like they are out of the world. And when you read in Revelations 14, it tell you that they were redeemed from amongst men, meaning taken out of the world. Those men that stayed in the world, they were redeemed out of the world, meaning they were brought back unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua through the sacrifice of Yahushua. See, this is the thing what people have to understand. Yahushua getting on the cross did two things. He adopted the whole nation back unto the Heavenly Father. That's why it says all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. But his actual dying on the cross, his blood only covers the elect. It doesn't cover 2/3 of the nation. 2/3 got to die their blood on their own end. So when they said, let his blood be upon our children, our children's children, that generation is back, and you're gonna have to live out that judgment that was placed upon you back then. His blood doesn't cover you. His blood covers you coming back through the kingdom. Meaning you're not covered on this last go around. Your blood has to be shed, but you'll come back in the kingdom through those who the Most High's blood covered, which was the elect. You'll be reincarnated through the elect. That's dynamite right there, bro.
That blood is deep, man.
Yeah, it is.
You know, that go back into the time of Egypt, man. The lamb that symbolized Yahushua, man. The lamb being put on the doorpost, which allowed Israel to be exempt from the plagues, from the destruction. So having Yahushua's blood upon the doorpost of our mind, okay, means that we're going to be exempt from the destruction that Yahweh is going to bring to this place.
That's right, bro. And the ironic thing about it was, like the brother brought out in Egypt, that blood on the doorpost allowed for your family's house to be passed over from the death angel that came through, killing the firstborn. So therefore, it's going to be the same thing now, like the scriptures say. That's a prayer that actually Yahweh is praying to the Heavenly Father. I manifested your name, and those are the ones who will be passed over. Those are the elect that have that name. We manifested that name to the men that thou have given me. Keep reading.
Sorry.
I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. This is verse 7. Verse 7, now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I have came out from thee.
Right. Which means that they got the Holy Spirit. They understand. They know. So so when he told him in when you go up to the what is it, John the 14th chapter, when he said, "I would not leave you comfortless. I will send the Comforter unto you, who will teach you all things." That's going on to this day right now.
Right.
So that's
right.
So this all encompasses what it means to have that breath.
Man.
That breath is synonymous with the blood.
Yeah.
The blood of Yahushua.
Right.
When he got up here. Those are the only ones who are going to get that. Those are sitting on the right-hand side. Those that are followers of Yahushua. He sits on the right-hand side of the throne.
That's right.
2/3, you're sitting on the left-hand side. And you're following after Satan. That's why he don't come after you. You already do what he needs you to do.
Yeah.
Do it to your best till you be blessed with the destruction that's coming. 'Cause that's how the Most High gonna tattoo y'all.
That's right.
I hold that and go back to where you was at. No, it's like you, bro. Remember where you was at. Because it links up with it.
Back in Malachi 3:17. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spared his own son that served him.
That's right. You know, that's what we're looking for. That sparing is the mercy. Mercy for, when the judgment comes. Go back where you had, what was it in the 3rd chapter?
Verse 7, and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like a spark among the stubble.
Why? Because they're going to have that spiritual power. Right? They're going to shine because they're the lights on the earth. The Most High is given as a candlestick, man. That light to spread the light to all the people out here. They see what righteousness really is.
Yep.
Go ahead.
They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai shall reign forever.
Reign.
You'll reign forever. Go ahead.
They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth.
They that put their trust in him will understand the truth. So what do you see? You see the scripture say the righteous shall stand in great boldness. We understand this truth and we go out and we proclaim this truth. Go ahead.
And such as be faithful in love shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he has cared for his elect.
He has cared for his elect. And that's all it's about. It's about the elect.
Yeah.
The elect of the nation of Israel, those are the ones who the Most High going to give his salvation to.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it on that. When y'all brothers got anything?
Yeah, so now go ahead, brother.
This is Job chapter 5, verse 17. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High corrected.
Yep.
Therefore despise not thou the chastising of the Almighty.
Keep going.
For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hands maketh whole. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
And that's why I want to, because I was going to speak on the Lord has cared for his elect. So we know that we're about to enter into perilous times, right? The time of Jacob's trouble, the great tribulation is about to befall the earth, right? Things about to change. So we gotta trust on those holy names, right? The Lord's gonna perform miracles and wonders, right? And best believe our faith is about to be increased, magnified more than ever, okay? As this thing moves further to the end, okay? So Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to take care of us during the famine, all right? That shrinkflation is happening, prices are going up, okay? We're about to enter into harder times. Businesses are going to get shut down, all right? People are losing it. America is still divided, you know? We just have to trust in the Lord. Hey, pestilence is going to come. The troops are getting prepared to encamp this place around, all right? So just remember what's written in the scripture. The scriptures say, put on the whole armor, man. All right, put on the whole armor, Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Hey, wear that helmet, that helmet, and put up that shield of faith, man. Salvation is coming for us. Deliverance is coming for us, man. All right, we have nothing to fear. We have nothing to worry about. As long as we remain faithful to what the Lord has said, remain faithful unto Him. All right, He's not unrighteous to forget what you have done, right, and what you're doing. Okay, when other men don't see you, remember the Lord sees you. As long as you're doing what you got to do by Yahweh by Shemel Shai, trust and believe what these words say. All right, they're gonna be faithful and true. All right, He will show it. He will show you. Okay. Go ahead.
It's,
No, it's that, brother. He was reading.
he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
It's like, okay, get that Hosea.
6. This is Hosea chapter 6, verse 2. And after 2 days will he revive us, and in the 3rd day he will rise us up.
Right, so the 3rd day is synonymous with what? The 7th trump, or the 7th trouble. That's the time when the Most High is going to deliver us. That was verse 3, you read the last verse?
Verse
3 to 3. Yeah, read 3.
Yeah. And we shall live his sight. Then shall we know if we follow on to know the Lord. His going forth is prepared as the morning, and he shall come unto us as the rain.
It said his going forth is as the morning. He is known in the book of Malachi as the sun, the rising sun. S-U-N. All right? That's when healing, peace, all right? The day is going to shine bright, where we're going to have the world again, you know?
Morning represents a new day.
A new day.
You know, it's like how you start a new day, even though we know it starts from evening
Right.
to day, as the scriptures say. But when the sun comes up, or when we live as far as the morning, that's like you said, the sun shines, and you know what I'm saying. That's where your garden. If you have a garden, right? The scriptures talk about harvest. Garden is get the most sunlight,
Right.
and then in the night, the Most High is still, even though it rains, he still have the dew out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So we're going to have the kingdom soon, man.
Yeah.
That's what's coming to us. All right?
That's right. Go back to where you were at, bro.
It reads, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
He shall redeem us from death and war and the power of the sword. Okay?
That's Esau.
Right?
Esau's going. He's going to be the progenitor, the generator of that. Famine, death coming by way of the sword. All these things are what the so-called white man is waiting to unleash on the people. What?
Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Right. The scriptures say you in those days, in his whole select, their sleep will be sweet. He said they won't be fear of sudden destruction when it cometh upon you, because they're going to have the ultimate protection. Right?
Verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shalt not sin.
Right. So when that day comes, Most High is going to be completely with those who that he's called. The Lord willing, the goal is to be called and chosen. Chosen meaning chosen for salvation. The scriptures say many are called, but only chosen a few. So that's it right there. If you ain't your brothers got anything else, you got something else?
Y'all just read these last 2 verses. Not Amos. Joel chapter 3, verse 16. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall ye know that I am the Lord your power, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her any more. You know, so when Yahushua comes with the healing in his wings, and he restores us, all right, back into glory, we're going to have the inheritance. We're going to be joint heirs with Yahushua, so we're going to gain the heathens. We're going to put the world back in order, okay? And we're never going to go back into captivity ever again, all right? We're going to be immortal. We're going to live forever, and we're going to reign. As scriptures say, we shall literally sing upon our beds, man, all right? We're going to have peace, okay? Two kings cannot sit on one throne, all right? So this king is being removed through the spirit of pride Yahweh Shemel Shai, which is Esau Edom, and the true king, which is Yahweh Shai, all right? He's coming to take the world, which is rightfully his, okay? And we're going to inherit things alongside with our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, you know?
So with that, we're going to bring the lesson to a close. Hopefully, Lord willing, it was edifying for those who was able to tune in. We want to say the water for tuning in. Yep. And hopefully that the Most High bestow peace, love, safety, preparing you, providing for you, and pushing you forth in this truth, you and your households. Right. So with that, we want to say all praise, honor, glory, and fear to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kagadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out there that strive for salvation during these electrifying but exciting times. Shalom.
Shalom. Kwam Yasharala.
Yasharala.